exactly what's going. I probably don't know more than you do on the topic, basically.
Exactly. There's not like an input I can add that's gonna like.
But that's cool. There's 5 of us here. We don't all have to contribute to every conversation topic.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Unless it's me though.
Unless it's you. If we have any conversation topic that Joey cannot contribute to, we got to move on immediately.
Instantly. Exactly. No, like I don't know, man. I see that.
It's his pod. He's got the artistic vision.
I'm just like, man, Joey like took an hour to be here. He's here like 2 days out of the week, and we gotta keep him entertained. Like we gotta I cannot let this poor man's eyes glaze over for even a minute. It makes me feel terrible.
Oh,
he can't have no fun.
No. I earned my keep. I get to talk about. He drives over here for an hour. I spend more than an hour working on D&D and entertaining you guys. So I feel like I get to talk about whatever I want.
You get to have fun playing D&D too, though, and you enjoy prepping.
No, he doesn't get to have any fun. He's babysitting us.
I don't know about enjoy. I feel fulfilled doing prep work, but I don't think it's like enjoyable.
Oh, I didn't even tell you guys. Yeah, so it's funny. I mentioned to my mom yesterday. It was like I had a bunch of family over, and at some point I mentioned that I was going to Reading that night to.
Have we started recording
D&D?
Okay,
and,
cool.
Good job, Marshall. You just made it weird.
Sure.
Wow, dude, way to fuck it up, Marshall, dude.
Boo!
Now I gotta restart.
So natural, dude.
We started recording, really?
So, anyways,
not again. Don't do it again.
You gotta tell me.
Anyways, though, no. I told my mom that I mentioned it to her yesterday, and yeah, some of the satanic panic came up.
Yeah.
Where it got like spooky.
Ooh.
I'm playing D&D.
I got a Ouija board up there.
Oh, dude, don't say that. Yeah,
A Luigi board?
A Luigi board.
Oh shit.
Luigi's man.
Well, it's actually it's evil, so it's a Waluigi board.
Oh fuck. Oh, the circular one?
Yeah.
I've never even seen one like that.
Ooh, let's do it.
No. I actually used it.
I'll leave right now. I will leave.
No, I used it as a gimmick in a campaign where there were like a lot of spooky ghosts and stuff, and so they were exploring a haunted prison,
Oh, that
and
sounds fucking funny.
in the game
Dude,
they
that was
had
crazy.
a magic Ouija board, and they could take the Ouija board out and try to talk to the like unhappy. What's the restless spirits of the dead in the prison, because they're like trying to figure out what happened here before, and so they could get like cryptic answers, and so
That's lame as fuck, but that does sound like cool and interactive for like a D&D.
You think that's lame as fuck?
No, like I imagine playing it is a lot cooler than explaining it.
That kind of reminded me of fucking before that part was what was it? I think it was Majin Obama playing like the Dark Souls series, like one of the games, and he said something about like somebody asked him about like no sorcery, and he's like said something about like no, we don't do no sorcery around here. My mom's a Christian or some fucking joke. I can't nearly say it as funny as he did, but
No, he's a comedic god.
The Gatorade story was
Dude,
crazy. I don't know if you guys watched that.
I did.
I need a rerun. Which one is that?
The motherfucker said,
Bro, like almost dies in a
orange
kid Gatorade.
Go back in there and give me the red one. Or no, give me the blue one.
Yeah.
The blue one. Yeah.
Give me the blue one.
Oh my god.
No, like Majin Obama just like, I think he just gets absolutely sloshed. Like he gets blackout drunk.
Yeah.
Falls
in
over.
the story,
Almost dies.
In the story, he gets he's hanging out pre-gaming for a college party in an upstairs apartment. He gets absolutely fucking hammered, just completely sloshed. On the way down to get into the car to go to the party, it's an apartment complex, right? And so they have like the parking lot set up where there's like a big overhang, and it's got the gutters on the side. And he drunkenly, one of his buddies who's really tall reaches up and just taps the gutter, and so he jumps up and is like, I'm gonna pull the gutter off, and he grabs onto it with his hands. The gutter just cuts huge gashes into his hands, and then he slips, falls off, smacks the back of his head on the fucking pavement, gets concussed, goes into the car, notices the blood on his hand, starts wiping it on his shirt. His friends in the front seat turn around and they're like, "Hey man, what the fuck is going on with you?"
No,
And then he's
just
like,
blood.
"Dude, I'm good." And they just go to the party. And then later, after everything that happens, like they go to the party, everything's all fucked up. He's covered in blood the entire fucking time. Everybody in the party is like cool with it at first, and then they're like, "Hey, dude, you're weird. Like, get the fuck out of here." And he's like passing out, vomiting in the backseat of the car, and they stop at a gas station to get him some shit to get hydrated. And his buddy comes out with a bottle of Gatorade and tries to like force feed it to him. And he
Yes.
wakes up, and the only sentence he can remember saying from the entire night is, "Motherfucker, is this orange Gatorade?"
Put that shit back. Give me the blue one.
Yeah.
No,
Yo, that's what happened to him though, huh? He got like ridiculously like heavy breathing drunk and then just never stopped sweating.
what?
What?
Why does that guy always look wet?
Dude, did you watch the co-op? Did you watch the fucking co-op cup video I sent? The third strike?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
I
Good,
said
good,
that. I
good,
said,
good.
yeah.
No, and Majin Obama gets turns into a little Obama.
No, when he gets turned down, they have fucking died, dude.
Yeah.
Because you could still hear him just yelling, but muffled in the
Don't
back.
help me out. Don't help me out.
No, that's like one thing I wish, like at some point, I wanted him to do at our fucking meetup. I don't know what it is about getting sloshed and then jumping on a mic that's so fucking fun.
Dude,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, that was what was funny about it is because like it was an old game, so the audio is really like clashy, like like staticky and like fucking big and like loud. So it was a lot of like game audio where somebody would get hit and it was really crackly, and then like it would and then it would calm down and you could just hear bitch like in the very like background
Yelling about feet.
yeah, and then it would go on. Yeah, that shit was hilarious.
Oh my god.
Man.
Shit was crazy. God, co-op cup is just such a wonderful time every time it happens.
We're not gonna be 2 for 2 on this.
What?
I'm not gonna say it. Never mind. Ignore me.
What did you say?
2 for 2.
Not gonna be two on this.
I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
And then if that's good, if nobody knows what we're talking about, then that's good.
I have an inclination. I'm gonna move past it.
But no, it's like clearly can't move past it.
No. They'll
Like
catch it in the recording.
this will
It'll
be edited
funny.
out.
No. It's fine.
This is clearly Lincoln thinking about feet.
Ah, damn it.
Oh,
Oh, Makoto. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
that was
yeah,
No, Marshall brought it up.
Yeah,
now we gotta
it's
put
like,
it in the
fuck,
title.
Now it's gonna be
God
in the
damn
title.
it.
Oh no!
This is gonna be a feet podcast.
No, we need something new, man. Feet is over. It's dead.
How do you guys feel about hands?
Dude, that was the.
We're gonna lose our whole fan base.
You are a psycho. Hands? Disgusting.
I do
I
like
don't know,
No, that's some
real
old
quick,
man shit.
Do you
no.
not? I like hands
Hands
more
the
than feet.
opposite of feet.
Bro, dude,
I like hands more than feet.
that's some serial killer shit.
No,
No, liking feet is some axe murderer shit. Liking hands.
I don't like hands.
No,
I,
it's
don't,
like
I like
more
hands.
than feet. Why am I doing that
Like-
voice? This,
Ooh, I brought you down to my level. I did it.
You brought me
I
down
did
to your
it.
level so hard.
Good.
I'm not gonna get into it. All right, I'm a
shit.
serious.
Moose has
killer.
like the same presence of Terrance in that way,
He
where
really
like it'll
does.
like he brings you to his level.
He
like
really does.
it happens.
God damn
It's
it.
inevitable.
I'll try to take that as
And
a
that is
compliment.
no, that's the
No,
shit.
you should
That's
take
the
that as a
best.
compliment.
No, that is like some of the best
No,
friends you could have is
when
do that.
we were in Vegas, damn near the most fun I had was just me and my girl taking Terrance out to the bar. Just the three of us.
I love Terrance.
He's awesome.
I fucking hate him, dude.
He's a
Yeah,
piece of
fuck
shit.
that
That guy
Yeah.
turned.
Fuck
No, he
him.
just brings good energy in a room.
I know, I love him.
Yeah, no man, Terrance at the Street Fighter 6 tournament. Very.
Oh my god, that was amazing. Yeah, no, that was. God, I love Terrance. But also Evo 2025. That's why you got to come. 'Cause
I wanna
Terrance
go,
is
dude.
You
coming.
gotta come. For sure.
I am really planning. I keep saying this, but I'm really planning on it. I hope you guys know.
Oh, one thing, if you want, when you talk, hold it up closer.
Hold it up close. Oh, shit. All right.
Okay, that's kind of crazy. That sounds kind of crazy.
Well, I think it's because he said shit.
Yeah.
Shit. He's over his arm.
Wait, Hold on.
That is not. That is
He
not.
said
the
he preferred
implication.
his hands over his
Not
feet.
Yeah,
my
but you know that's not
Not
the
my
context
feet.
he was been talking about.
I think in the context that I'm gonna not finish that sentence.
No, he simply thinks that hands are sexier than feet.
That's see. Stop.
Yeah, that's not like a preferential.
That's crazy.
That's not like a preferential thing.
But you're right.
Moose, tell me about Monster Hunter. Is this? Do I really got it downloaded or what, dude?
I was about to ask. Can we talk about the Monster Hunter Wilds beta or something?
Yeah,
Now-
isn't it over now?
No,
Oh.
it's still going till tomorrow.
Yeah, it ends tomorrow.
Yeah, it ends
Isn't the
tomorrow.
demo like a terrible representation of that game?
Yes.
Yes.
So like,
And it's fun.
It's super fun.
That's okay. I mean, I played it by myself, but
I wouldn't say super fun, but it's fun.
yeah, I didn't think it was super exciting.
Like, could they not? Okay, my bad. We talked about this a little bit,
no, we could talk
yesterday.
about it again.
but could they not? Like, I understand a lot of the function of the camp not being ready for a beta, and like, yeah, just go hunt monsters. But could they not have given us like armor with significant armor skills? Like, what the fuck?
there's probably a
We
more
got
interesting
stun resistance
vertical
and free
slice.
eating to play with.
True.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just think that it's fun.
It is fun.
That's it.
I'm trying to find when the beta
I think
ends.
Monster Hunters. I think Monster Hunter in
I
general
thought it
is
was
pretty
like a November
fun.
3rd thing.
I thought it was on Nova. I thought it was.
I'm
I'm fucking up, dude. It's because it's past midnight, and I'm like, oh, never mind.
Yeah, I'm a little biased because I never, like the time that I logged on, the monster because there's like there only the baby monsters were out in the field and like the big monster that you can fight was not available to fight and like I couldn't find the menu option that would let me go to a different lobby potentially to try to fight it.
No, it'll come. Just
Yeah, and so in the time that I was available, it did not show up. And so,
at all.
Yeah,
As
well,
soon
I
as
wasn't.
I opened my map, I found it. So
Yeah, I
it's a
wasn't. I mean, I
really
wasn't
different
playing that long,
experience.
but
Yeah. Unfortunately, the Bazaar came out, and therefore
no,
everything
that's
was
not what it was.
consumed.
It was yesterday, and we had to do D&D, so or something like that. It was like I was busy, and I had to turn it off. So
It's crazy. We're not gonna get a single group hunt in before the beta ends.
who cares, man?
The game will come out, and then you guys.
I mean,
can
I
group
played
hunt
it.
then.
It kind of just seemed like Monster Hunter. Like, I mean.
Well, yeah, I mean, to be fair.
Monster Hunter's a good game, but like I don't feel like we'd be dramatically missing out if we went and we played a different Monster Hunter together. If that's really what you're
Monster
desperate to
Hunter is
do.
very different. to be
Is
fair.
it?
Yes.
I mean, What?
I've like heard myself take that breath in. On it. He was messing with audio stuff.
okay. I mean, yeah, it's got the. I mean, what all is the new stuff in it? It's just the
Like
it's just the open world stuff, isn't it? Or
Yeah, but it's like
Well-
fundamentally different. Like
what part of it is fundamentally different?
like the fact that your hub is part of the open world, the
Uh-huh.
fact that your you don't need to there's no returning to a hub mid hunt, the fact that you could just go out and find a monster, hit it a few times, and then a quest begins. Like these
Yeah.
are, this is pretty
I
different.
guess. I mean, it's
And
not-
then my bad.
oh no, you finish your thought first.
Like even the feel of the game is very different. Like especially with the last entry being Rise, where it had a very
Mhm.
like simple arcade feel. This is like not that at all. To where like even the weight of the weapons when you press the button, like even that feels different. I don't know. It's just
Rise, Xbox One. I love that game. That's a good one.
Yeah, Rise, Son of Rome. That shit went hard.
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
we're doing this.
I'm sorry.
We're running it back.
Now, what is a good comparison for like Monster Hunter's combat?
Dark Souls.
Because I've heard people say Dark Souls. Before.
Yeah, I
Kinda.
think Dark Souls is a reasonable comparison.
Tokiden Kiwami.
The fuck is that?
It's
Those
a
are-
Joey's not gonna know
it's a
what the
Monster
fuck you're
Hunter
talking
like.
about.
That's just
that
a
was
monster. The combat isn't like Dark. Isn't like Monster Hunter though. It's just the system.
yeah,
is like Monster Hunter.
yeah,
But the combat isn't.
I
but
guess.
yeah,
a lot of those
mean,
other Monster Hunter games end up being like just like anime fucking
Yeah.
through the like Monster Hunter. I feel like the what makes Monster Hunter combat so enticing and why I never got into those other games is like just the weight and intent behind it. Like, you have to do things. Each action you take has to be like an intentional and like you have to have intention with the buttons you press, and everything's weighty, and you get like that feedback, if that makes sense.
It feels like Dark Souls.
I kind of get what you're saying.
Yeah, no, there's
Yes.
there's a lot of commitment.
Dark
baked
Souls
into
is
the
a much
game.
better. That's why Dark Souls is a much better comparison when you're talking about the combat of it than
Yeah.
the other,
Toki Denkyu.
Yeah. where you're just wet noodle fucking.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I mean, if you played the Dark Souls games, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then it's basically like that. The things that make it different are that, like in a character action game, each of the different weapons have like real actual combos that you do, you know? That's not really a thing in Dark Souls.
Thinking like DMC style.
Yeah, like you might hit like light attack, strong attack, light attack in that order, and that's something that's different from doing like 3 lights and then a heavy. But then the way each button or the way each weapon functions and each of its buttons, what they like actually do corresponding to that weapon, is totally different from each other. But it has like kind of a combo-y system, more like those.
It's kind of stringy. more than
Yeah,
anything.
like it's kind of stringy.
Like pressing,
Well,
doing one attack opens up the opportunity for like say these 3 other attacks, and
Yeah.
then doing
Right.
one of those will open up, and then so you're comboing in that sense.
Yeah.
Where
I
like
would-
this movement opens up another movement where you could do another movement from that movement, and then you kind of have like these routes in your head that all vary depending on like how big of an opening.
And a
do I
couple of
have.
them might have like good break points for you to like dodge roll out of them. Some of them, the animations might be like super long. So if you do this, you know you're really committing for a second before you can dodge roll. But some of them you can like slightly animation cancel, like right as it hits, you can roll. So there's different technical stuff going into it with that. But otherwise, it's similar in feel to Dark Souls.
Just don't try to play them both at the same time, because dodge roll on different button.
Yeah, that's
That'll
true.
fuck
you know
don't,
what's-
don't start playing Dark Souls and then like try and start Monster Hunter and go back and forth between them. Yeah.
Made that mistake many times.
You know what's really funny is that I initially played Rise on my PC, and I have a Switch Pro controller that I use to play games on my PC. And it's different from a normal like Xbox controller because the A buttons and the B buttons are
Right.
swapped places.
Right.
And Steam detects that the A buttons and the B buttons are swapped places, and so when a game says push the A button on your Xbox, I can push A on my Switch, and it'll be the
wow.
same, right?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know.
So
so
the
it will be on the same.
so no, the layout is swapped for everything, and so I was really confused because when I went to play, because I played a ton of Monster Hunter on my PC, and when I went to play Monster Hunter Rise on my
Oh,
Switch.
shit.
The buttons were in a different position, and I was like, for some reason, all of my muscle memory is like not working.
Oh, that's super fun.
and I was so confused for a minute.
That's super
Well, I was
weird.
gonna say, if you played like Souls with like anything but a Switch controller, and then played Monster Hunter with a Switch controller, you would have no issues, because then the dodge button would be
Yeah.
the same button.
Yeah, and
That's
so
true.
I went to play on the Switch, and after realizing that like apparently my control scheme had just been kind of backwards the entire time I had played Rise, when I tried to set up Wilds, I was like, okay, I'll try to fix it so that the buttons are in the right spot on my controller. And it ended up being like so convoluted to like set up the settings to work correctly that I eventually was just like, fuck it, I'll play it backwards.
Wow.
I'll just continue playing wrong. But what weapon do you usually like to play, Moose?
I played Longsword a lot.
Longsword.
Of course he does. He plays
Bully
Ryu
studies
with
the
third strike
blade.
bottle.
Studies
No,
the blade.
very recently, like towards my last foray with Rise, I played a lot of Hammer and a lot of Switch Axe.
Wait, what is the context with that? What do you mean?
Okay, so
longsword
every
thing?
every
Oh, the-
weapon in Monster Hunter has like a different play style to it. It's like basically, if you thought of Monster Hunter as like a fighting game almost, then your weapon is your character. It gives you your moveset, and your moveset stays entirely the same from the moment you first turn on the game till you get all the way to end game. The only thing that changes is you get like better equipment that'll have like higher stats, and also you'll get like different passive effects that can help you in different ways.
Well, basically like Dark Souls or Elden Ring minus like Elden Ring specifically like the weapon arts. Right?
Not the weapon arts, but like you know how a straight sword in Dark Souls will have the same moveset as another straight sword in Dark Souls?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
like that.
And usually people will have like a weapon or a few weapons that they pick as their favorites out of, I think there's like 14 maybe is what I want to say off the top of my head.
Yeah, 14.
And so, you know, they all have different play styles. People make sort of fun of longsword players.
Yeah. I feel like that's what you were asking, though, about the longsword thing.
I don't really get why longsword players
just
get
the
made fun of. It's just
casual-
because because people say they're carried, right? Or is it something like
no,
that?
it's like liking Taylor Swift.
Oh, okay.
Well,
okay.
it's also
You're just like basic. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody plays the
I mean,
longsword.
Yeah,
also
no,
like
yeah.
all I
You and
said
Street
was
Fighter,
he
it's on-
studied the blade, because long swords in Monster Hunter are just like fucking 5 foot long katanas.
Yeah.
Like
Yes. Yeah, it's a katana.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you get like a draw stance, and it's the
Yeah,
counter.
you get
yeah,
the you
counter
get the
weapon.
EI stance. You get the you get to do the thing where you like dash through a monster and then like the blade slashes behind you, like in
Yeah, you get to
samurai
do
movies
anime shit.
when they close, or anime when they close the sword, and like the guy behind Zoro, he's suddenly got a million slashes on him or whatever in One Piece and stuff
Yeah.
like that. You can do that with longsword.
Yeah, no, I don't, man. That sounds like I use the Bloodhound thing in fucking Elden Ring. Like I'm a basic bitch.
Oh, that's worse.
Well, so if we're advertising, I mean, so the core, and we can bring this back to a popular discussion topic in this group, the kind of
Feet?
box art.
Sorry.
The box art weapon in Monster Hunter, kind of like the weapon it's known for, is Greatsword.
Yeah.
Which is a berserk kind of inspired weapon. It's giant, enormous sword.
Yeah.
And the core of Greatsword is that you charge up your sword like 3 times. You get the highest damage in the game, but you have to sit there and you're very slow and you have to not get hit by the monster, while basically your string is like first charge attack, hold the sword back, sit there for a second, swing, good damage. Then off of first charge attack, you get to go into second charge attack, which is a bigger charge attack for more damage. And then you get the third charge attack, which is like the true ultimate charged strike, where you do like a flip and you deal a bajillion damage. And that's like the most popular weapon, or not the most popular weapon, but it's the most
Longsword is the most
iconic weapon
popular.
of Monster Hunter.
And it's like one of the hardest to play.
Yeah, it's generally pretty difficult to play because you have to like understand
Gotta
the
sit
monster's
there.
attack patterns well enough that you can kind of like sit in the middle of the storm of attacks that it's doing and
you
like
can
know the
charge.
exact place where you can stand and charge to not get hit and knocked out of the charge. What do you play, Justin?
Charge or fucking charge blade because it's fucking so technical and cool.
Oh.
Because it's cool, not because it's technical. The two that I usually play are Charge Blade and Switch Axe. I just think transforming weapons are cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't start playing Monster Hunter until I picked up 3 Ultimate, and it was around the same time that Bloodborne had come out. Like it was like right before Monster Hunter 4 was about to launch, and my friends wanted me to play that with them. And I was like, Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate's on sale. Let me get that. And so I'd been playing Bloodborne, which all the weapons in that game transform. And
Oh,
so
okay.
I get 3 Ultimate. I'm like, yo, Switch Axe, that's fucking cool. So then 4 introduces Charge Blade. So I start using that as well. This game, I started the beta and I wanted to go with something a little different. And so I thought about doing Greatsword. I thought about doing Hammer. And then I just picked Dual Blades. And the way the focus attack on wounds in this game work is super cool, and the animation for dual blades doing it, I'm like, bro, I'm Levi. This is Attack on Titan shit. I'm all over the place.
Well, dual blades were always called the Attack on Titan weapon.
Well, yeah, but like in this game, when you wound a monster and then you do the focus strike on the wound to close it for extra damage, you literally like what are they called? The bug thing?
Grapple
the grapple
clutch
bug.
claw?
Clutch claw? Whatever the fuck it's called. Some dumb name.
You asked.
Yeah. Anyway, you attack the monster a whole bunch, and then you do that to pull yourself over the monster, and you literally do like Levi, like when he's going. I don't know if everybody here has seen Attack on Titan, but when he's like going through the wall of Titans out of Shiganshina, and like it's so sick.
And the difference is that like in all the other Monster Hunter iterations, that move on dual blades is not bad, but it's kind of a meme. Like you do it because you want to do the cool thing, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
But in Wilds, the wound system, like it's a useful move that you're gonna do a few times, which is the cool part. I actually played dual blades in the Wilds beta, and it was like one of the most fun weapons that I messed around with. Despite me not liking them as much as other weapons in the...
You know what I'm curious about is when you do have more people in your party, like joining you in your session or whatever, how do they handle enemy scaling?
I think they get more HP.
Yeah, more HP.
You have like a shared... I don't know how it's working in Wilds, but I think it's the same in Wilds, where you have a shared lives system where basically like across the entire party, you have 3 opportunities for somebody to die, and if like one person dies 3 times or 3 different people each die, then it's like the quest is game over. You have to restart. It's a little bit. It's always been. The game has always been kind of like level based in a sense, where it's like you choose a monster from like a board of wanted posters. Kind of, you would pick a monster off of it that you're going to hunt, and then you would all teleport into like a forest or like a swamp or mountains or whatever, and you would run through the mountains, find the monster, kill the monster.
That reminds me of like Final Fantasy 14. Was that the one we were talking about last night? 14 or 15?
15.
With Noctis?
Yeah,
15.
15.
Noctis.
Yeah, that's like exactly like that, huh?
I don't know. I didn't play that game.
No,
well, I'm talking to like Jess, and I imagine he played.
No, and yeah, I did play that game.
But wasn't that a thing? Like you have the fucking boards with the like the
yeah. You had the bounty system for hunting monsters. Yeah, that did exist, but that was effectively just a way to like to filter side quests in that game. You know what I mean? Like the way that this works, what he's describing is you go up in the hub town of a normal Monster Hunter game. Anyway, I don't really know exactly how it works in this since it's entirely open world. But in a traditional Monster Hunter game, you are in your hub town, you go up to the board, you say, I'm going to hunt that monster, and then it teleports you into an instance. It teleports you completely to a map that has other monsters on it, but you have one monster that you're looking for. Most of the other monsters that are on the map are complete trash. You're looking for this one guy, and you're about to fucking fist fight him over like 2 square miles until he fucking dies.
Yeah. I guess another thing that you might not be realizing that's like sort of unique to Monster Hunter, I would say, is that the monsters, like you fight them and the fights are sort of drawn out, and also over the course of the fights, the monsters like get wounded, and at different times they will just sort of like leave.
Mm-hmm.
They'll start limping, and they'll like you can chop off their tails and stuff. And they'll be like, "Fuck this! I'm gonna just fly away." And you have to like find them in a different part of the map and fight them in a new area, kind of.
Interesting.
It makes a really cool, like it feels like hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing quite like the scope of Monster Hunter. Like I know that like like it's not a lot of the fights will end up utilizing the whole timer, but like a lot of them is the like mission timer is like 90 minutes or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually 50.
50? Okay.
That's standard, yeah.
And it wasn't
they change though depending like
okay, yeah, I know
timers can change.
Yeah, no, I know some of the bigger ones are like 90 minutes. Like that's not.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it depends.
Yeah.
50 50 is standard.
Yeah.
There are quests that mod how many times you can die and how long the quest timer goes, and that's where you'll get the change. But if like say for whatever reason you're insane and you just play Monster Hunter to go through the main story, all those quests are going to be 3 lives, 50 minutes.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, I think I've asked this before. Any of you guys play Shadow of Colossus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Like I didn't get that far into it,
I didn't either.
but the whole like structure of the long boss battles is so sick. Like that is
Yes.
that's just so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing with Monster Hunter is like you have a limited amount of equipment and like your weapon has like a sharpness rating. And
Yeah, you have to
That-
sharpen your weapon.
yeah, that break that the monster gives you is kind of a break to like, let's sharpen. Do I need to restock? And also, like, unless you're like really just trying to fight the monster, also like, where did the monster go? Where can I enter to like, what are the environmental hazards here? Where can I enter to have the most advantage?
Oh,
here?
yeah.
Mhm.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, there was pretty cool stuff where you can like there's in different maps there'll be like hanging boulders or like
Mhm.
like unstable stone overhead that you can like shoot down to collapse on monsters when they go to different areas and deal damage to them. Sometimes they'll go to a different area and they'll go to sleep, and if they're asleep you can like sneak up on it and you can like set down explosives around it and then like blow
Hell
up
yeah,
the
dude.
explosives for a bunch of extra damage when it wakes up. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that.
Yes,
Is the-
the funny. My bad. You got
I was gonna say, is the previous one is it crossplay?
Rise now. This is the
Rise?
first
I don't think
crossplay Monster
so.
Hunter I think ever.
I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah,
Damn, I was gonna suggest it'd be sick to play it.
I think we all.
Yeah,
have
we
it on
should
PC.
play. We should play World if we're gonna play an older Monster Hunter, because I've
Yeah,
played.
fuck Rise.
To be honest,
Rise
I
is
played. I mean, I liked Rise.
out.
I played an assload of. I played Rise basically to completion. I think I killed almost not. I got really high rank.
Did you beat Primordial Malzeno?
I don't think so.
That fucking thing is insane.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't get into all the primordial stuff. I like fight. I fought the last content patch that they did. They made the like water rainstorm dragon thing, and I fought that a lot. It was cool.
The ice one?
No, the I can't
Oh,
remember. what it was.
Amatsu? That's stupid.
Amatsu. I thought Amatsu was fun.
I don't like those big siege battles that they try to do.
No, it wasn't a siege battle. It was just a normal battle.
Yeah, that's what Rise was better at. Like, you got to fight the thing, but it had those stupid, like, they feel like cheesy, like, QTE moments.
What?
You're talking about Amatsu, right? The fucking floaty water thing?
Yeah, it's
that
just a
does the
normal
storm?
fight. It's a normal monster.
Oh,
Hunter
no,
fight.
it's doing the big move. Fly in the air. Oh, press circle in the air so you don't get hit. by
Yeah,
the
I
big-
guess that was a
yeah.
little interesting, but I mean, other than that,
Yeah,
it was a normal
that's
fight.
that kind of stuff that just takes away from the fight is very annoying.
yeah. I mean, I can get that. That's
But
a-
that had that. You're right in saying like Amatsu had a lot less of that than a lot of the monsters in like say like World. do.
I
World
don't know
has-
that much about. I didn't actually get to play that much of World. I
World
got
has
it.
way
I
too much of that.
because I
World is
played.
so good, man.
Yeah, what it was is that I played hundreds of hours of Rise, and then I was like, I kind of wore it out, and then I was like, maybe I'll play World, and then I like turned on World for a couple of hours, and it was like, maybe I need to stop playing Monster Hunter for a while
Nah,
before I
dude,
play more
I mean,
Monster Hunter.
You should have at
Um,
least gotten to like finishing like the main story, like campaign. Like Nergigante is so cool. Nergigante is probably my favorite box art monster.
Did you not like World? I don't know
No,
what
it's
you
not
mean.
that
No,
I
he's
didn't
just saying-
like it. It's just that I was like, I'm gonna play
He
some other.
burnt himself out on Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
That was the first game I ever experienced like real true burnout in, and it was crazy because I didn't.
Yeah,
get
I
it.
mean, for a while I was like, I was unemployed. I was waking up in the morning. I was playing Monster Hunter all day and then going to bed.
Man,
Hookworm.
I'm curious. You guys ever? So obviously,
Wait. Before we change topics, I need to say that I like lances. Lances are my
Yeah.
Dude, you're the most.
I really
You're the most Lance playing coded person. I've
yeah,
ever
that
met.
was the other problem. Is I went to play World and I was like, maybe I'll play Sword and Shield or something, and then I was like,
No, it's
nah, it was
I
not
was
as cool. I
born
should
to
have just
play
played. I was
Lance.
born to play Lance, and that happened with Wild too. I picked a couple weapons and I was like, these are nice. I picked Lance. I was like, I love Lance.
Lance is very cool in Wilds now. It's
It
cooler.
is. Yeah,
It's
Lance
cooler
is sick in Wilds.
What did they do? What did they
The
do?
new
It
stuff
seems
they
the
added
same
to it
as
is
Rise
sick.
to me.
No. You didn't notice like the counter is different.
I mean, you just equipped the counter in Rise, and then you used the counter.
No, it's different. It functions differently.
Well, not that differently from the one in
Not
Rise.
that differently, and then the guard points are also different now.
I guess.
That makes it a very different weapon when Lance is centered around a shield. That makes the weapon very different.
I mean, it felt pretty similar to me.
Sorry, you played it wrong.
Because when I played Lance and Rise, when you play Lance and Rise, you just hit counter on things.
Yeah, but then it auto does the counter.
No, you still have to hit a button to attack with the counter.
Yeah, but you get options out. Do you know that you get more options out of hit?
Yeah, but they're not really that many options. They're kind of like stab it or stab it up.
All right.
You don't play Lance for a lot of complex options. You play Lance to no-sell monsters.
Also, Gun Lance looks sick in Wild.
Gun Lance
I was
is
gonna say
cool.
Gun Lance feels really cool.
Gun
I
Lance
haven't got
is
to touch
Gun
it
Lance
yet.
is for
I've-
people who are not hardcore enough to play Lance.
Yeah,
That's
psychotic.
something you would say. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
no,
Because Gun Lance is straight up just cooler.
Gun Lance.
Yeah, exactly. Gun Lance is too cool.
What is gun lance?
Gun
Lance is
okay.
a lance with a gun at the end.
Yeah, you know what a lance is?
Yeah.
Okay, now imagine that like halfway up the lance was a giant like revolver
A
chamber.
fucking cannon, dude.
Yeah, for a cannon on the end of the lance.
Yep.
And it
Fuck.
was on a
So you
revolver.
stab the gun lance into the monster, and then it blows up. It like,
And then you can also charge it and turn it into like a flamethrower for no reason.
And also, if you feel like flying, you could use it as a rocket.
yeah, that was pretty
Yeah.
cool.
This game's sick.
Yeah, I need to see gameplay. Like,
No, the game's sick.
getting a little
No,
weird
Gun Lance
doing
literally,
that,
it's so fucking cool. It's like
Yeah, because the thing with
Boomstick, dude.
the thing with the
Boomstick.
lance weapons is that the appeal of Lance is that it's the opposite of Greatsword, kind of, where like you deal no fucking damage, but
you're always dealing.
But
you're
you
always
don't
dealing
sell.
damage, and you get to no sell monsters, and that's like kind of the greatest appeal, because like the more hardcore the monsters get, the more you're sort of like a little tank, because you have a giant shield and you hide behind the shield, and they're doing crazy shit and shooting lightning and like blowing stuff up. And everyone else is like flying off in different directions and taking a bunch of damage. And when you take damage, you have to put your weapon away and like run away from the fight, drink a potion to heal, and then run back into the fight and pull your weapon out, sort
If
of.
you're a pussy. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're
Um,
total wuss, right?
Yeah. But then like with Lance, it's like you hide behind your shield and you just live through everything and you keep stabbing no matter what. But that means as long as you have your weapon out, basically, you're really immobile no matter what weapon you're playing. The smaller weapons like dual blades and
There's definitely a huge
insect
difference
glaive
between
and
weapons.
the smaller weapons let you move around a lot more. But usually when you pull out the bigger weapons like the lances and to a lesser extent the great swords and the hammers and stuff, you get slowed down a lot. So when you want to like avoid monsters and dodge, you put your weapon away and you start running around, kind of. But where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so gun lance is slow because it's a lance, so you're just like kind of waddling around with your shield out and stuff. But if you want to be maneuverable with that weapon, you had a skill where you could point the gun lance in a direction and just blast it, and you would fly off in the opposite
yeah.
direction.
It's the best, dude.
It's sick.
That's-
And cool thing about Lance, I love Lance hops. Lance hops are sick. There are some of the big weapons. When you press the dodge button after doing something, instead of getting a roll, you would just get like a short.
yeah, you just
Hop.
kind of shimmy backwards.
So with the Lance, that's kind of the skill cap of the Lance, is like hopping in a way to where you can keep hitting the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, the optimal combo in Rise was you jumping striked and then you hopped backwards and then you jumping striked again.
That's so dumb.
Yep.
Matt, what were you gonna ask a second ago?
Yeah. I interrupted you because
pivoting
I
off
wanted to talk about lances. I was born to lance.
What was I gonna say? I don't know. Oh yeah, to the topic of like unemployed games. I was just curious, what like everybody else's experience with that, because like I know for me, I've had a couple like significant spaces of time with I was unemployed for like a month, maybe a month or two. And I remember Cyberpunk being one of those. Jesus Christ, getting lost in that. And then the other one was The Witcher 3. That's funny enough. Like Project Red games back to back.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But yeah, I was curious.
I mean, those are great unemployment games. You can get lost in Cyberpunk and Witcher while unemployed, and you can be like, wow, I'm employed in the video game instead.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
CD Project Red, man, I got no bread.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
No, I don't know.
I mean, for me, like, I've never really been unemployed for like a significant amount of time. It's usually been like a couple weeks, but generally I'm like leaving a job for another job. And so but at those times, the game that I fall back on and really just like end up sinking a shit ton of time into
It's gonna
All
be
right,
Diablo. It's
We can
gonna
move
be
on.
Diablo.
is Diablo.
Yeah, there it is.
Every time it's been Diablo.
The last stretch, which one was it?
The last try, it was Diablo 3, unfortunately.
Yeah, that lines up. Oof. Yeah.
Have you tried playing? So you play on controller, or
Yeah. Currently, I play on controller.
Have
On mouse and keyboard, I grew up playing the games on mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
Like Diablo 1 and 2 are two of the first games
I don't
ever
even
played.
think you could really play those on.
No,
controller.
because they were PC games from the 90s.
But wait, so for 2, the remaster,
For the remaster of 2, that I have it on my Xbox and I play it on a controller, which they actually did a pretty decent job mapping the way that fucking game works onto a controller, because it's kind of crazy, like being able to like, I don't know, all the binds they ended up doing for that game on console are pretty sick.
It's nice to be impressed by binds.
Yeah,
It's a good feeling.
it is.
I know
It
what you
is
mean.
kind of. It is kind of, because especially because growing up playing Diablo 1 and 2 and having them ostensibly be PC games through and fucking through. You know what I mean? You use half the goddamn keyboard to play those games.
Mm-hmm.
And then Diablo 3 comes out, and it's going to come out on console. It doesn't come out on console until about a year after its initial release, but it's going to, right? So in 2012, when D3 comes out, it's like noticeably simplified in the kinds of things you can do. Like, you can only have 5 skills at a time because they're going to map them to the buttons on a controller and shit. And so having that happen, and then Diablo 4 come out, and it's still having it like a mildly simplified type of thing, being able to play the D2 remaster and have like 2 entire inventory flips and 2 entire skill flips because they were able to like map certain binds to everything, it feels really good. It feels really good. I think Diablo 2 on controller is awesome.
Dude, I totally forgot how like bind heavy those games are. I don't know if it's those games is appropriate, but like recently I went and I talked about it last podcast, going back and playing StarCraft 2, and like coming from like the only top down or similar type of game like that, which is not, God, that's kind of gross to say similar, but like Civ 6,
Yeah,
like playing that.
I knew you were gonna
so-
say
Yeah, no, man. Civ
like-
6, Diablo.
Civ 6 and
Wow.
StarCraft,
And
the
so-
APM is like
Anyways,
a factor of 20.
I go over to
200.
I go over to StarCraft 2 and I realize like, holy fuck, like I can't just click around, like I can't just use my mouse for this. Like, yeah, no, I need to like actually use these binds. So anyways, I was just thinking like, man, how fucked would a console version of StarCraft
Dude, you know what? There was a Nintendo 64 release of the original StarCraft.
No.
I don't know how it
Really?
plays.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
Oh,
That
wow.
sounds fucking insane.
That
no,
sounds
I
psychotic.
I can imagine like the worst part of that being like moving a cursor with an analog stick.
Dude,
in a
I would
game
beat
like
your
that.
Well,
ass.
see, the
in
thing is,
StarCraft on the
I have
64.
I've
You'd never beat
played
my ass in anything.
I've played multiple RTS games on console,
Yeah, no.
and it's not good.
That
yeah.
sounds fucked.
Yeah, Halo Wars 1 and 2, the Age of Empires 2
Halo
remaster.
Wars.
Yeah, Halo Wars. The
I need to
classic.
play the Age of Mythologies
Oh.
remaster that just came out.
Yeah, no, man. I was talking to my brother about that, and he was just like, "Yeah, I like replayed it unremastered recently, but man, so that one passed me by. But oh well."
I don't know. Age of Mythologies I played so much growing up. I
Yeah,
played
no.
a ton of RTS as a kid.
No.
RTSs are also that's the funny thing. We always have this antagonistic thing that I do to you guys, specifically you three, about PC gaming, because I think it's so tedious and upsetting to deal with. I hate gaming on my PC. I would much rather play on my consoles. But as a kid, I played on PC so much.
Yeah.
Like, some of the first video games I ever played were like Doom 1 and 2, Diablo 1 and 2, Command and Conquer Red Alert 1 and 2.
Man, I played
Space Cadet.
Ooh.
in high school the game that like I like threw random amounts
Bro,
of time at
Spider
was they
Solitaire.
brought Command and Conquer 3 to the Xbox 360, and I played that on the Xbox.
Oh,
360.
yeah. Red Alert 3 on 360.
No, Kane's Wrath actually.
Oh, okay. Okay, because, when they did Red Alert 3 finally, that did come out on 360.
Yeah, no, I think they did the Tiberium, what is that, Twilight, and Kane's Wrath, and Red Alert 3. All came to the 360.
That's crazy.
In hindsight, insane thing to do.
No, RTS on console is kind of whack.
Yeah.
The way that it works in Age of Empires 2 felt good. I'll give you that much. But like, I only played it for like an hour or two because I was like, "What the fuck am I doing, playing RTS on my on my TV?"
Yeah, no, it's just like a weird dissonance after a certain point. You're just like, "What am I doing?"
Yeah, it's just it feels wrong.
It feels wrong. Yeah, you're just like, this is a computer game.
For me, childhood like PC games, fuck all that. Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, dude.
Bro, Roller Coaster Tycoon is heavy.
Dude.
I still want to see you play StarCraft 1 just because it's insane for me to think that like especially as someone that like really values like story and stuff, like you were like, yeah, I'll just play StarCraft 2 and not play StarCraft 1.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just didn't play it.
That
like I didn't have access to it as a kid.
Yeah.
Like which 2 I did. Like my brother had a fucking PC in the house that had StarCraft 2 on it, and I was like so gravitated towards like the CGI that looked so good at the time.
Yeah.
And I was I don't know. I just fucking that was what I grew up on.
Yeah. The story of StarCraft 1 is super good. StarCraft 2, the ending of it gets a little bit fuzzy, but like the original StarCraft story with like Raynor and Kerrigan and stuff, Kino.
Yeah, classic.
Cinema.
Now, speaking of StarCraft, you know what's really funny is that when I was growing up in my house, there were a lot of PC games that I really wanted to play, but my parents only owned an iMac. And
The classic.
And the only thing I could play was I was able to play StarCraft.
Mm-hmm.
StarCraft 2 worked on the iMac, sort of. It was kind of like slow to load in places, and especially the problem was a couple of times I tried to play custom games, and the way that like online multiplayer worked in custom games with that was that if your computer was slow, it slowed down the game for everybody else in the lobby. And so I have memories of a couple of times I like joined in trying to play some of the more complex custom games in StarCraft, and other people in the lobby were just like, "Bro, go away." I was like,
you're lagging us out.
yeah. It was a different time in my life.
Ew, a poor kid.
A poor kid. No, my parents were like, "Oh, these Macs are so great, we can't get viruses," and I was like, "Mom, I can't play any video games."
Mom, please, I'm being ostracized from the internet. This will surely have a negative effect.
I had a
on me.
Nintendo Wii and an iMac for most of my childhood.
That's
growing up.
insane, dude.
Then you got exiled to the Dota 2 mountains.
Yeah, and then when I finally got like to build my own PC was like the same. Was like shortly after we had moved out into the middle of the mountains, where my only internet was satellite internet.
Dude.
For me, oh,
No, I was just gonna say, what a fucking tragic tale.
Yeah, it's-
Lincoln's childhood, rest in peace.
Oh.
But
you still had access to like Flash games and shit like that, right?
I could play Flash games.
I played Flash games.
We could play
Was
World
it-
of Warcraft on the computer.
Yeah, I was gonna say like for me, I think like I don't know, I was fucking broke, so I definitely didn't get a lot of games.
Yeah.
But like for me, a lot of it was like Flash games and shit, and then fucking the free online. What are they called? The WoW.
MMOs.
MMOs, yeah.
Not WoW, but like
Yeah,
RuneScape
WoW
and
is
stuff.
like
incredible.
RuneScape, and then like the kid MMOs and shit.
I played
Wizard
hella
Like
101.
Club Penguin.
I played
Club
Wizard
Penguin,
101
Pop
so hard,
Tropica.
dude.
Learn to fly.
Was
Dude,
it
I really
Adventure
liked.
Quest?
I really
Worlds?
liked Adventure Quest. Was cool.
Yeah,
I played
Uh,
Adventure Quest.
Yeah.
AQW, Arctics, shit goes crazy.
No, I really liked. I didn't get to play that much of it because it did not work on the Mac, and I had to go to my friend's house and bug him into letting me play on like he had his dad has like a computer, has like a desktop and a laptop, and we played Dungeons and Dragons online together, and that was cool, but. That's really sad
Yeah,
because the game. I tried to
DDO.
go back to it, and the game is not the same anymore.
Damn, I remember seeing advertisements for DDO.
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 It was pretty
That's crazy.
sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the first time hearing about it.
Oh man, it was kind of cool. It was like it did like the real time MMORPG stuff, but then it was like very based in Dungeons and Dragons kind of rule sets sort of. So
Steeped.
it had all that sort of legacy and complexity and stuff going on.
You know, I mentioned last night about playing Baldur's Gate 3 for the first time. Have you guys played it yet?
I have not picked up Baldur's Gate 3.
Nope.
I have trouble playing through ARPGs and stuff like that.
Those are CRPGs.
I was
yeah,
gonna say, yeah, it's a
CRPGs.
CRPG.
Well, CRPGs, ARPGs.
What is C?
Both.
What
It's
is C?
it's so different.
Yeah, I
It's
know,
so
but I have trouble playing either of them.
What does the
Okay.
C stand for?
computer.
Okay.
I thought it was classic.
No, it's computer.
computer.
It's
Yeah.
just
As
so
opposed
dumb.
to RPG being a paper RPG.
Yeah,
no.
yes.
It's a computer
Well, yeah,
RPG.
but it's like a classic RPG
Right.
compared
No,
to
they
like an
all-
action RPG.
It completely makes sense. Action RPGs did not exist at
Yeah.
all in the time that these first come into being.
Yeah, no, I understand. I don't know.
But I also haven't played BG3. I watched my girl play a lot of it, but I haven't played it myself.
Really? You didn't want to hop in or anything?
Nah, fuck
Alright.
that, dude. That's
Dude,
nerd
I-
shit.
Looks cool.
That's funny too, because you don't know how many like friends I have. But that was like they said that was like the best shit ever as a couple was to go through that game together.
Nerd
Oh,
shit.
really?
Yeah. Apparently it's like
Yeah,
It's, like,
apparently it's a
perfect
great
for that.
couples game, to my understanding.
Man,
I
would you-
have other friends that are like, yeah, I'm playing through with my
Hey,
girlfriend.
should I
right
fuck the lizard?
now. Yeah, no, everyone's like, we
mean-
gotta get to the bear scene. He turns into a bear, and then we fuck, and he's a bear, and the squirrel watches.
Yeah.
so that's where I'm trying to get in our D&D sessions, and I don't know,
Is
Lincoln's just
ge-
not
j-
letting.
Fucking a bear?
As I was gonna
It's
say,
getting
you're
into
trying
There's
to
so many
bears.
bears. you can
No,
fuck.
not a bear.
for starters.
specifically.
For starters,
Like a
you
kobold.
need a gay vampire.
Like a meepo and like
in
a
your
like a leather
party.
one and like a.
What'd you say?
I said for starters, you need a gay vampire in your party.
Well, our D&D team,
Full
our D&D
leather.
group is a team gay sex.
Yeah.
No, I know, but you don't have a gay vampire yet. And
Right.
then you need,
Well,
need,
okay,
what
so
is
first
it?
we need a straight vampire and team gay sex, and then we
No.
can create a gay.
Oh, that's true. No, that works.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
yeah, no.
That
we
does
just need to assimilate the straight vampire into the.
No, you
folly
don't
group.
have
No,
to
no, no,
assimilate
no,
the
no,
straight.
no.
He just has to bite a member of
He has
team
to
gay
bite
sex.
one of the.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, that is how that would work. Yeah.
But then you also need a druid that can shift. That can
Alright, we don't have one of
shift
those,
into a
so-
bear.
You know
We can
that
do that in the
sounds
real
like that
campaign,
sounds
I
like a
guess.
potent main quest. objective. Yeah.
Oh shit! You know what? Yeah, there is a druid in the adventure.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so
Oh, no shot.
Oh yeah, it's evil.
Which
and
one of
shit,
you
we have
guys
to
is
kill
fucking
it.
the bear?
I'll fuck her.
that's his name. So
Yeah, no. Do you know his character name?
No.
It's one of these character
What's
sheets on
your-
the table, but it's like
It's
a
that one right
goofy.
there.
Hang on.
I read it on the book.
Oh, is that
no,
mine?
I think you
This
found
is
yours.
crazy, bro. Jalomi Krill the Third.
Yeah. Jalomi.
Jalomi, bro.
You can't lie that goes hard.
If saying it doesn't go hard is a lie, then I am lying to you. Well, what?
Justin has just picked up Moose's
Yeah.
character sheet.
Okay. Go ahead and read that to me, because on the one hand it's very funny, and on the second hand I don't like your handwriting.
He doesn't want to be insensitive
Oh, my
to
handwriting's
elf
terrible.
names too.
Like, do you want me to pronounce it how it should be pronounced?
Oh yeah.
It's like Ilfakir. But I think it's funny.
Just say that it's pronounced "I'll fuck her."
I'll fuck her.
And it's straight out of the book.
It's straight out of the book.
Yeah, no, he
Yeah,
saw
that
that. He
was one of
pointed
the
at
names
it and
in the
loudly laughed with me and Lincoln
That
before writing
sucks.
that on his fucking
Holy
character sheet.
shit.
And he's the
Goddamn.
most useless wizard you
Wait,
will
hang on a
ever
second.
see.
That's crazy.
Is
Just-
Jalomi Krill the Third 6'1"?
I don't know.
Damn, dude. 6'1", 195. Shit.
Oh, you filled all that out?
Yeah, man. There's a lot of downtime.
Nah, we move at a brisk
Bored.
pace.
Nah, I haven't had my moment yet. Just wait.
Okay, well, we were talking about Baldur's Gate. Or you were trying to say something about Baldur's Gate.
Oh no, I was just curious. You guys played it. That's
How
like
much
I
have
said,
you played of it?
Fucking like 30 minutes, 20 minutes. And
Oh,
then,
okay,
yeah.
that's nothing. Never mind. Moving on.
Yeah, no, you probably
Yeah.
haven't even fucked the vampire yet. So
No, not at all.
Yeah, I don't think you can
just-
fuck a vampire
I
in
think
20 minutes.
The vampire
They're high
joined,
maintenance.
the druid joined, and then we were supposed to go and handle some conflict going on with the Gaithy, or however you pronounce it, that character. Like you just get into contact with all that.
Mhm.
And then I dipped out to go play something else, I think.
Who'd you dick down in Witcher 3?
Who did? Yennefer? Yeah. I think that's the name.
There's no wrong choice.
Yeah, I guess so.
It sounds like Justin thinks there's a wrong choice.
I think Yennefer's the wrong choice.
What?
Why?
It's it's been a long
Waifu
time
fight,
since
waifu
it's
fight.
I was gonna
no,
say-
it's been it's been
I
a long,
asked why, but I don't even really remember.
yeah,
the
and it's been a
fucking-
long time since I played The Witcher. It's Yennefer is not who I picked.
But that's why it felt so right.
No, I was
because
pretty
you
torn.
knew that
Um,
cosmically, many years later,
Many
Justin would
years from now, I'll
disagree
be
with your
friends with
choices.
someone who will have slept with the other one.
No, like I didn't have any skin in the game. I was like, when I saw that this was a thing, I was like, what would be the best decision for Geralt here? You know, that's how I tried to play it. And it was in the DLC, the little like aisles, and the moment on the boat with Yennefer, I was like, this feels right. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about.
I
No,
don't think
didn't play
that's the
DLC.
main DLC, like the second.
Yeah, where you go to like a separate map. I don't know.
Well, I think
Been a
both of
fucking
them go to a
minute, yeah.
separate map. Don't you? Blood, because it's Blood and Wine, and then the other one is I don't remember.
I think it's Blood and Wine.
Blood and Wine. That's the vampire one, right?
It might not be Blood and Wine.
Yeah, that's the smaller one. That's like versus the one you're talking about, where you go to the full on like fucking new lands, like you travel by boat or something.
There's like a royal family that you're.
Yeah.
Yes, that one.
Yeah, I haven't played that. I had
good.
went through the whole main thing, and then the smaller DLC, and then when I went to go play that, for some reason my save got corrupted and fucking
Damn.
yeah, it was brutal. I was devastated. That was that period of being unemployed and dumping shit to the
At that point, you go, man, I need a job.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the save file gets corrupted, you're just like, all right.
Time to rejoin society.
Yeah, divine intervention.
Yep.
You're a Tris Marigold type of guy.
But
Man, come on.
speaking to Monster Hunter, the wilds and the games that come, bro. Who's on COD, dude?
Shut the
Man,
No, dude, all my coworkers won't fucking leave me alone. They really,
About Call of Duty?
yeah, they really
bro,
want.
people love COD. It's very strange, actually. When
I
you
like Call of
actually
Duty.
go out.
As
and
far
you,
as I know, no one loves COD.
I
As far
like
as I know, everyone fucking hates it, but like 40% of the population cannot not play it. Like they're hopelessly, needlessly addicted to it.
See, I'm out of the loop enough to like just enjoy it when I pick it up.
I have like actively made the decision to not play one in
never.
like 15 years.
Yeah, but I've like
Same.
never seriously played one. I've just like
I did
Okay.
seriously
Yeah.
play a couple. But like since Modern Warfare 2, like I haven't.
Not even
Modern
Black Ops?
Warfare 2.
Fuck Black Ops, dude.
Bro, Black Ops 2, that's when I fell off.
Black Ops 2
That's
is
crazy that you would say that just
sick
now.
as
I
fuck.
can't believe that.
Well, think about again the age difference between us here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the time Black
5
Ops,
years.
by the time Black Ops 2 came out, you would have been the same age that I was when Modern Warfare 2 came out, and I dropped off.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
so do you just automatically fall off of COD when you hit a certain age?
I think so.
did.
probably should.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did.
Yeah.
He did.
When you're what, like 14, 15?
Yeah, see, I never got into it. I've always been a dead set Halo enjoyer instead.
I mean,
Mm.
there's also that for me.
Yeah, no, I was like, Halo Reach exists. I don't need I don't need to pick up a Call
I'll be
of
honest,
Duty.
the only Halo I played was ODST.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good one, but
Yeah,
that doesn't even have like the real multiplayer suite.
Yeah, I didn't play multiplayer.
That's
all.
crazy,
I didn't
dude.
play
Halo
Halo
multiplayer is it's like
Mm.
a defining fucking point in my childhood, especially like Halo 2 and 3 Xbox Live.
Mhm.
Damn, I just became a TikTok I saw the other day. Holy shit. You weren't even there. You don't even know what this is. Halo 3.
Oh shit, it's the
Xbox
guy.
Live.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, the big guy.
Yeah, I just turned into that for a second.
He's
Holy
huge.
shit.
I don't know. We haven't
But-
I love that guy.
Yeah,
I
he's very
I don't
funny.
remember the series name at all, but there was a Halo
Down
book
for his
series that was
dick.
actually
Oh,
really
yeah.
good that I listened
All
to.
right, now
on
you're
the
losing me.
audiobooks. What do you mean?
A book series? What am I, a nerd?
Yeah, no.
I remember being
You
a-
are doing a podcast about video games.
Yeah, no.
chill.
Well, I mean, have you guys seen the? There was Brian David Gilbert made a video. It was like everything you need to know about Halo before Halo 4 comes out. And he was like, yeah, so I'm just doing the video games, and then like the books kept appearing. I was like, I am now doing a book report on every Halo book that it came out. And he was like, oh
Poor
damn,
man.
some of these are actually pretty good.
Poor man. Yeah, I mean, I've heard that, but
Yeah,
fuck
no.
that, dude.
Well,
I'm
that's
not-
usually how those things go.
Yeah,
They
so
have a lot of
anyway.
different writers. Some of the writers
Yeah.
are good. Some of them are not so
Yeah,
good.
no, this one it was, but yeah, no. Yeah, I just can't remember the series name off the top of my head, but it was interesting. It was about like the space between Halo 3 and 4, and essentially just like an undercover operation to like destabilize the elite homeworld.
Oh, the Sanghelios?
Yeah, and just like and so it's like it was about like an Oni Black Ops group like arming Sangheli dissidents.
Bro, fuck
The
O&I.
Like,
fuck
it
are these
was-
words?
The O&I is the CIA, all right, and Sanghelios is a planet where people... never mind. I was going to try and make an analogy. We don't want to do that.
Yeah, no, the book very much
That was
makes the
funny.
analogy.
Yeah, I would
Very
imagine the
clear.
book makes the analogy.
But book is like, wow,
Right.
we
on.
really did do that in the 90s. Anyway,
Yeah.
so Lincoln, you know what would you know what game would go crazy during unemployment?
What game?
The Bazaar.
The Bazaar.
The Bazaar would go crazy during the unemployment.
Nobody knows anything about this game except
Not
for
even a
us,
little bit.
Marshall.
Yeah.
Not even
no,
a little bit.
That's totally fine. We don't know
Okay.
anything about music, so.
That's true.
No, that's all getting cut out. That's not.
No,
messed
you're gonna cut out like an hour of the podcast where we're talking
An hour? We went on that for like 5 minutes.
No, so much longer than 5 minutes.
No, it wasn't.
Holy shit, it was long. So
No,
much
it
longer
wasn't.
than 5 minutes.
No,
No,
it was.
No, it's
15
gonna be
minutes
so
after.
cool. Joey's gonna go through and listen to the whole thing. He's gonna put in show notes. He's gonna have links to every single song that was mentioned. He's gonna look up the movie I didn't
If
know
you
the
end
name
up
of.
editing this and
He's
it's more
gonna-
than 5 minutes, dude, you
He's
can
gonna
cut
look
off-
up.
you can
He's
cut
gonna
off my
find the
pinky.
name of the book Marshall couldn't remember. He's just gonna figure
Yeah.
everything out for us. So it's fine if you get details wrong right now. Anyways.
Anyway.
Nice.
But real good. The Bazaar is
The
super
Bazaar?
tight.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, no. Like,
Okay, maybe we should explain it for the people that don't
Yeah.
know how the game fucking works. Okay.
Well,
I wouldn't mind at all.
okay, yeah.
Yeah,
You,
so-
you explain the game, Lincoln.
All right, so the Bazaar basically works like you have basically the Bazaar works, you collect items to build sort of like a loadout of equipment for your character, and you fight battles with those items, but the battles are all automated. So like the way an item works is it'll be like, here's a katana, every 2 seconds this deals 16 damage or something to the other guy. Or here's a shield, every 4 seconds it gives you 15 shield, which is like protective health, shield. And so you try to build this loadout of items. You over the course of a day, you like go to different shops, you find different random events, and you fight monsters to get like gold and equipment, and you can also get like passive skills that'll power up your stuff too. And you try to build like the best loadout that you can, because every like 6 random events, the 6th one is like the end of a cycle of or like a day cycle of the game, and at the end of the day you fight another player's loadout.
Shit.
So you
that's
don't
tight.
you don't directly like the other player's not there, it's asynchronous, but somebody at some point who played the game had that layout at around the same day that you were at, and so you fight each other.
Oh, that's like fucking what's that stupid mobile game? It's like everybody played in high
Maybe
school.
Clash of Clans.
Clash of Clans. That's
I
what
just
that
guessed. I never played.
immediately came to mind.
Maybe a little
Just
bit.
that one little mechanic.
Kind of a little bit. Yeah. It's like Super Auto Pets does this. Backpack Battles does this. It's kind of
Team
like
J-Ping attacked your
a
stronghold.
recent-ish thing, sort of.
Did you just say Xi Jinping?
No.
What? Yeah, and so you have a very limited like amount of space for the actual items that you have that do stuff. You can have like unlimited slots for passive skills, but those are harder to get. So you have to be like very picky and choosy about what you do, and then there are like different builds that you can try to aim to get, but you're half at the mercy of like what random encounters and things and what cards you get from just discovering and like random chance to kind of put a build together. So you have to be flexible. So there's like a strategy element to it, and the builds can get really funny. Like one of them that I did a couple of times is you can get like these sort of like Exodia combos where you get different pieces that just work together and make you instantly win the game, sort of. So there's like one of the characters is a pirate, and one of the cards that you can get, because some of the cards are like weapons and some of the cards are like vehicles, like boats and things, and some of the cards are like very big structures, and those are like small, medium, large. So you have like a certain number of slots in your loadout, and a small item takes up 1 slot, a medium takes up 2, and a large takes up 3, basically. And so there's a lot of like trying to fit everything in, but you never have quite enough space to fit everything in. Anyways, so there's this dam that the pirate can get. And the way the dam works is that it has a long cooldown, but after the cooldown goes off, the dam blows itself up, and it also blows up 2 of the items that the other guy has. Or 3 of the items if you upgrade the dam, right? And there's like a max of 9 items. But then you also combine that with there's like the big ass dam, and then there's like an abandoned boat or something that has the effect of making your other items go off multiple times when they go off. So it makes it so that when the dam goes off, instead of blowing up 3 items that the other guy it blows up 9 of their items. So now you're destroying their entire board once the dam goes off. But this combo of these 2 items by themselves takes up basically your entire loadout. So you just have like 3 or 4 little like gimmick items at the end filling out your space that are just like, maybe you're trying to get heals and shields to keep yourself alive long enough to let the dam go off. And then once the dam goes off and blows up all of their stuff, you're just hoping, because basically like once a certain amount of time passes, there's like a sandstorm that comes in and just starts damaging both players to avoid a stalemate situation. So it's like they're just sitting there with no items on their board, and you just have like, you're not dealing any damage, but you're healing yourself and shielding, so they die to the sandstorm. It's very funny. And it's not even like the best build, or it's not even like the only or best build in the game, because there's a lot of things that'll just fucking kill you before the dam goes off.
Yeah, no, there was like I was lobbing like 300 damage grenades and stuff. It was just like I just like ran like a super like hard aggro build. And then I got blown up. There was like there's like the, what was it, the skyscraper or whatever that the cowman has.
There is a dirty capitalist pig, and one of his builds that he can go for, he's like a merchant is his character. Instead of being a pirate, he's a merchant. And one of the builds that he can go for is the property management skyscraper build, basically. And so there's like a skyscraper that deals more damage depending on how much total value of items you have on your board. And then there's a bunch of different ways that you can like raise the value of your items and double the value of your items. Like if you put a balcony on your board, it doubles the value of your properties or something. So he's over there playing Monopoly, and then he shows up and the skyscraper shoots a fucking laser at you for like 9 billion damage.
Yeah, no, I got one tapped. It was crazy. I loaded into a fight. Things were going well, and then I got zapped for 1k and died immediately. It was sick.
Mm-hmm. It's
Damn.
pretty cool. It's a funny game.
Yeah, no, it's just interesting because it's like the pool of things that can happen is so vast.
Yeah.
It's interesting, and like the whole the story of that game being made is fascinating. I remember I was like religiously listening to the devlog that came out every month from it, because like it was like a Twitch streamer that I like followed on and off because he played Hearthstone. Raynad owned Tempo Storm, so he did like the meta snapshot for Hearthstone every week. So it's like that was like the way to like follow the meta in Hearthstone and like tournament results and like getting all of that stuff. And then he eventually says, okay, Hearthstone is cool. I'm going to step away. I'm going to like work on this team thing. I don't particularly enjoy actually playing the game that much anymore.
Yeah, I don't think he was ever super hyped about playing Hearthstone. I think
that man got mad playing that game.
Yeah, he made a lot of money because it was the early days of Twitch, and he was like one of the first streamers to do like every donation gets to do text to speech, and so he was just sitting there losing his mind. Playing Hearthstone. Playing a game where you just get absolutely fucked over by RNG every single match.
That Twitch stream
and
could
then
not exist
at the same time he was listening to people just constantly say crazy fucked up stuff in his text to speech.
Yeah, no, and he was just blasting the like DMCA music 20 just on the loop. It was that stream could not exist today for a couple of different reasons.
It was pretty legendary. You can go back and watch like the clips, and they're still pretty funny.
Yeah, no, it's just a real time capsule. It is. But anyway, so he eventually stopped playing Hearthstone, and then he eventually was like, I'm gonna start making this game. And so every couple of months there's a devlog, and I listen to the devlog, and so it's been interesting seeing this game come together piece by piece, because I've like remember just seeing like the old playtest images, and now like actually sitting down to like play the game and it being good. It actually being like a good game. I was like, holy shit, he actually knew what he was doing the whole time. That's insane. Because like the dude's also like kind of gone off off his rocker. He like drank the big crypto like bro like soup.
Oof.
Like I don't know. He like fucking lives in the jungle now or
I
something.
want some
I
bro
don't know.
soup.
Yeah, no, he
Crypto
fucking-
bro
Somewhat
soup.
Some
Bro
crypto
soup?
bro soup.
Yeah, he wants the crypto bro soup for real.
Okay.
So yeah, no, so it's just
It's
like
an interesting saga, definitely.
yeah, no, just like the whole lore. The like primary dev team is like I think either Ukrainian or Croatian, which is
I feel like that's a fairly large distinction.
Nothing thinking.
I'm trying to remember off the
Those
top
are
of my
like
head.
two
and it's
different
really hard
parts
to
of the
remember.
world.
Is that as interactive as the multiplayer gets in that game?
You know, I mean, it's a like a beta. It's been out for 2 days, and maybe they're gonna add a different stuff. Yeah, it didn't feel super interactive. I was a little disappointed because like because right now it's like a closed beta that you can buy into, and when you buy into the beta, you get 2 keys. So you get 1 key for yourself, and I gave the other key to Marshall. And we both turned it on at the same time, and we were like, well, we can't really play together or do
Yeah.
anything together.
Yeah, no, like we just kind of hung out in Discord and like chatted about our builds and like this is so cool.
Yeah.
Like it was like basically just like circle jerking each other. It's like
That's
bro,
weird.
this game is so cool.
To have 2 keys
Yeah.
of a game for a game you can't
Yeah,
play.
I'll
together.
Yeah, no, it was in hindsight.
You
it
sure
really
this guy
makes
knows
things-
what he's doing?
I sometimes wonder.
Yeah, it's a little mysterious. I mean, so from the design perspective, he's like talked about it, and I think he makes a pretty interesting point where like, you know, because the items that you get are like sort of randomized and they come from a pool, it negates the problem of it makes it impossible for people to just 100% of the time go in for whatever the strongest items are. It's really hard to get a specific build. Sort of. There are some items that feel like maybe a little too consistent to get, but that'll probably balance out at some point.
Yeah, things get
And so
too-
that's one aspect of it that like he's like, I designed this out and I fixed it. And like also you're not playing against a person directly, so I don't have to worry about like nobody's gonna bitch about the emotes getting toxic because man, that's Hearthstone babies, dude.
Who I couldn't believe people
Bruh, man, you can
actually
get
complained
mad
about
toxic
emotes.
with the small with a small little set
Dude,
of
I
emotes.
can't believe I'm still so sad that they took out sorry from Hearthstone because you could like play some fucked up cards and
hit the sorry
then
emote.
at the
That
end you
shit
just
was
be like
awesome.
sorry, and people were getting mad at that Blizzard had to take it out.
No, the best part was like when they put their big thing down and then you remove it immediately and hit the sorry thing.
And just
Sorry.
zap 'em. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was cool.
But anyways, so yeah,
fuck Hearthstone, dude.
it's like there's no emotes or anything because obviously there's nobody that you would emote at.
No, yeah. Or even better is like when they play the thing and then you have the answer, so you hit them with the thanks.
Yeah. Or God, wasn't there an oops for a while?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
oops,
you could
oops exists. Oops still
you could hit
exists.
the oops emote and the character would be like, that was a mistake, and then you
Yeah.
blow something up.
So
yeah.
when I was in high school, I was a really big what's that stupid fucking pool game called on the phone, like 8-ball pool or something like that?
I have played.
There are probably a lot of pool games on the phone. I don't know which
Man,
one
fuck you
specifically.
guys. I'm out of here.
Anyways, 8-ball pool, yeah.
No.
No.
No, okay.
No
he
8-ball
hates
pool.
us. So
Fine,
anyways,
we're going
the
back
Bazaar,
to card games.
Yeah.
Come on, Joey.
Probably called like billiards, like an 8-ball billiard.
Billiards
Blazes
Deluxe.
Play.
Billiards Deluxe.
Oh no.
No.
The odds on that being a real thing.
Nah,
Unfortunately,
I'd love to play that game. I'd love to play the Bazaar with somebody, but I
Right?
guess you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
So
I fully expected it to be more like a auto chess bracket system where it's like you and like 7 other people.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
yeah, that's an
And-
interesting.
and,
That's
like the pods basically.
Speaking of that, and Hearthstone, have you guys played Battlegrounds?
I played Battlegrounds once and I was like, I would rather just
never
play
touched it.
Teamfight Tactics.
Duo came out.
Oh.
Duo, and it's sick.
Yeah. No,
yeah, well, anything's more fun with friends.
yeah.
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 But no, the
No,
mechanics that it
Friends
actually
fix all-
adds
Yeah.
are sick.
Hmm.
the passing and it's sick.
Yeah, no. Did you ever do any of the double up stuff in TFT?
No.
Bro, we gotta play double up in TFT and go crazy. You
Okay.
could grind the rank ladder with me.
I'll try it.
Thanks, appreciate it.
I've never been a TFT guy, but
I'll get you into TFT, don't you worry.
I'm told that it's the same thing.
Yeah. No, it's very similar. It's very similar. Functionally similar.
I feel like
Joey's just
you're-
No,
Blade,
I
bro.
just, you know what? I was gonna say, oh god, no, that wasn't out of like disappointment or anything like that or disapproval. It's just sometimes I'm about. I gotta hold back from what I was gonna say because I was just gonna
Why
say
are you
when,
Bro,
I'm about
when
to get
Marshall
flamed.
went fucking, oh don't worry, I'm gonna get you, and you sound like it's kind of rapey, man. I don't know. I know, it's like, obviously I can't say
That's
that.
where we're.
I can't say that.
Can't
in the
say
podcast.
that. It's
always
fine.
This is
rape.
gonna get cut
You
out.
just can't say it in
Why
like the
would you not
first
say
5
that?
minutes on YouTube or
Always
something
I
like
was-
that.
No, I'm not.
Now
gonna
that we're a
include
couple
that.
hours in, YouTube's bot and YouTube is
Yeah.
not going to spend money trying to analyze
I was just
videos
gonna
all the
say,
way through. We're in
hey,
the
man.
clear now. You can
Yeah,
say
that was
whatever
kinda
you want.
rapey. I'm not gonna lie.
talking to Moose. Of course it's rapey. That's just the nature.
Yeah, Moose
You
is
guys
like
are-
Moose is a sexual
We
threat
talked
to
about
everyone
music
around
for an
him.
hour, and we're
So.
a couple hours into the podcast.
Yeah.
Usually this shit.
No.
Talked about
Again, not even like the worst pass I've made at Moose.
what is the worst pass you've made at Moose?
Hell if I know.
Okay.
I just know I don't feel like that even got close to like crossing
somebody
the line.
must
yeah.
be keeping track somewhere.
Yeah, I got him
Yeah,
right.
exactly. Like I don't know, like the energy, just
Got them written down.
Down.
But no, other than that,
Other than that,
I mean,
how
like,
do you have any other impressions on the Bazaar?
I only played like 2 or 3 games, but like I'm curious about like
What?
I just can't believe. Well, I was thinking about it, and I didn't mean to interrupt like that, but I just like I'm like I didn't. That was not on my bingo card for like Marshall being the one to get called out for being rapey tonight.
yeah, no, that's crazy that I would just simply get called out like that. That's fucked up.
You always get something exciting.
Yeah. No,
Well, I just
The
didn't
whole
think
Final
so.
Impact
Yeah.
podcast.
You know.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh wait, shit, that's not what it is. Sorry, cut that.
Whoa. Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
censor
yeah.
that. Listen, I don't think we can
That was
affiliate.
a Freudian slip.
Yeah. No, this is not associated with.
Not associated with those guys.
Yeah, with those guys. Yeah. No, this is a.
Friends of the show.
First Impact
Unofficially friends.
No. Yeah, no, that's
Fuck those guys.
True.
Hey, no.
Fuck those.
You know what else though? The game is too fucking slow. I don't.
No, the game also has some horrible optimizations. It is a card game and it is chugging my PC.
We got
That is
Monster. We can
insane.
bring this back to Monster Hunter Wilds too. Is that this is a card game that's like, I don't know what the fuck is mining crypto on my PC. No, realistically, I know that it's not mining crypto on my PC. It's just shit is slow. Software is too slow. This game is too slow. It's rendering fucking JPEGs on my screen, and for some reason, it's
Yeah.
It's just fucking
cooking
shitting
my
bricks
computer a
on it,
little.
Yeah.
It's not like it's
No.
not. We're exaggerating a little bit, but it's a lot slower than it should be.
How big is it?
It's like 4 gigs.
That's
yeah.
sizable.
I wonder what could cause that. Whether it's like, is it the raw fucking flax?
Yeah, I don't know. Like
it's not.
just
It's
like-
not raw flax. It's. I mean, usually
Waves.
it's kind of pessimization, sort of. It's like bad. It's just bad code.
Oh.
We're sitting on. The world of software is sitting on piles and piles and piles of bad code, Mr. Salami. It's not good.
I wonder how Chat GPT's changed that at all. Or
It's making it worse.
It is.
Yeah.
It's making it worse.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah, no. It looks at bad code and says, "I can make more of that for you."
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. Somebody made the observation in programming discourse that was something like, when you go into programming, sometimes you go into a new job or you go to a new place or whatever, and you have to deal with old code that was written by somebody who's no longer at the company, and nobody understands the code except for that guy who left. And it's kind of mysterious code. And somebody said, yeah, now that you have Chat GPT, you can write as much of that code in real time as you want.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, it's not good. I mean, obviously I don't know what's going on behind the scenes there, but it's worse than it should be. It's also like the UI is designed for mobile, so everything's like big and I don't know.
This game sounded so much cooler 10 minutes ago.
It's very cool.
That's crazy.
Look, the gameplay is very cool. The stuff surrounding the gameplay is like, it's suspect, but it doesn't ruin the gameplay, is what I would say. You know what? I would say something similar about Monster Hunter Wilds. That game cannot remember what the settings are on my computer between times that I launch it. Like, I keep having to change the settings to get it to work right, and it changes them back. It keeps wanting to turn on the upscaling on my GPU, and it sets it to like the wrong version of upscaling that literally does not work. So I just get like a black screen on the main menu. You know how it has the UI and then it has the like rendered stuff behind the UI. Mm-hmm. It just shows the UI and then black screens behind it until I switch the setting to the one that actually works.
That's sick.
Do you got? Oh, sorry. Do you got AMD or NVIDIA?
AMD. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be an AMD thing. I don't know.
No, that's not what I was suggesting. I don't just fucking ADHD curiosity. I gotta interrupt and ask you. I need to know.
No, and I mean, obviously, I'm running Linux, so it could be a compatibility issue or something. But I don't.
Oh yeah, I know, Mr.
So
Linux
I usually
over
don't complain about video game settings not working perfectly. But it's a little weird. I don't know. And you were saying it chugged on your PlayStation, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, no, it's.
It doesn't.
It is intense.
Yeah, I mean, like.
And I don't remember the Monster Hunter games ever looking like super duper fantastic.
Monster Hunter World looked pretty good and ran pretty well.
Yeah,
when I ran it.
When World first came out, World was like gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Monster Hunter World still looks really good.
Really good. And I can only imagine what the physics engine is like. I don't know.
Yeah, I couldn't.
The way, like, when I'm playing it, I'm like, the way everything works is.
And swishes around and moves.
I feel like a tragedy is, when it comes to like physics and like, is Half-Life Alyx. I haven't played that game, but if you watch the trailers and shit, like, are you familiar?
A little bit.
Yeah.
The fucking physics are ridiculous.
Yeah.
It just looks so fluid and it's so good. I have yet to play that because it's in VR, like, and also because I'm a fucking dumb and haven't played Half-Life 1 and 2 yet.
Oh my god.
Half-Life 1 and 2s are both classics.
What do you mean? Oh my god.
Those are just like Marshall said. That's classic.
Half-Life 2
gaming,
was,
especially Half-Life 2.
I never finished Half-Life 1.
I think it was Half-Life 2 that was made specifically as like a demo of how good the physics engine was in Source.
Well,
No, Half-Life 2 was mostly a tech demo.
Well, I don't know
about mostly, but
but it was also a tech demo.
Yeah. Like just like a lot of big games by big companies were at the time, in the 2000s, especially games like that went on to become genre defining. Like a lot of what goes into the gameplay of those kinds of games of that time period is like just like, look at this. Did you ever think that you could do this in a game? It's just kind of the nature by which they were developed.
There was a lot of new ground to be breaking.
Yeah, like development and pushing the industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like kind of like the Pixar thing. Like with every movie, they introduce like new set like a new bar, introduce something new into the. What the fuck would you call that?
Pipeline.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Technology
But
marches ever forward.
Half-Life 2 is goated. You have to play Half-Life 2.
Can I play Half-Life 2 and not play Half-Life 1?
Yeah.
I didn't like
You
how
could.
you said that.
Why would you?
It's just because
That was a yeah. That means you can, but he'll look down on you a little bit.
It's a no. You can, especially because it's like old game, right?
Whoa. Dude, Black Mesa. Are you familiar with that? It's like
Yeah.
Yeah, why would you even skip? That's what I was gonna say. Like, why would you even skip Half-Life 1 when like Black Mesa seems like it's super fucking good. It's like really, really like a really good remake.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make sense to me.
I don't know.
What
but
the fuck is Black Mesa?
I don't know if it's at all official now, but it started as like a fan recreation project, like a fan remastering of Half-Life 1.
Huge dedication.
Yeah, huge. Like over the course of years. There's a really good, really long YouTube video that goes over documenting the whole process of them like remaking the entire game.
And then towards the end, Valve endorsed it and made it like an official.
That's
thing.
right. That's right. Yeah.
I should play that.
You should.
Super good.
I was gonna say like you can just play Half-Life 2, but the opening fucking cutscene of that game has the G-Man giving like some weird ass fucking ridiculous speech, and you're not gonna know dick about who he is or why he's there or what the fuck he's talking about. And then the opening scene, like playable of that game, is you getting off of a train into a city where now the like entire police force and shit is aliens. And there's no hand holding or really like trying to tell you what the fuck is going on there. You just have to understand that this is a consequence of how the first game went.
Okay.
There's so many games like that are like that like I really want to play sequels, but I don't want to not that I don't want to, but just it's like an obstacle. I need to go back and play the first games or whatever, like the before that came before that in order to play it. I think about like the Metal Gear Solid series, like
so you're talking about like critically acclaimed games, but you feel like you need to start the franchise from the beginning.
Yeah, totally.
Man.
Or like Final Fantasy 7. I've talked to you about that.
Yeah,
like. And then it seems like what I read online a lot is like, yeah, you should really play the original first, and then you go through this order to play when I just want to fucking play the most recent one when it comes out. But I do want to play those other ones too, but then my head thinks about it too much. I'm like, fuck it. Eventually I'll get to it, which I don't.
See, I'm a Final Fantasy 9 enjoyer.
Okay, I mean, you're a 9 enjoyer? Is that what you said? Yeah. I mean, 9's great. 9's perfectly great.
Nah, and it's wonderfully standalone. It's like a wonderful detox.
Every Final Fantasy game is standalone.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, I think that's the
I
point.
thought 7 and 8 were like tied together somehow.
No. They just have like a similar like aesthetic because they're both sci-fi. But
like the rules from which they exist in are similar.
Yeah.
The universes.
But like what Matt's talking about specifically with 7 is like he's never even played the original PS1 7, but he's interested in remake and rebirth on the PS5, and so like hemming and hawing, going back and forth about playing the original first or playing the new ones. Do I have to play remake to play rebirth? Because rebirth, I remember that was what started that conversation with me and you. That was like 10 months ago when rebirth came out. But he was like, oh, it looks so sick. I kind of want to play it. Should I play the one that came before it? Actually, should I just play the original? But
that's actually the whole reason I haven't picked up the new Final Fantasies is because I never finished Final Fantasy 7 all the way through. And I was like, man, I should really do that.
Such a good game.
Yeah, I liked it.
How far? Well, never mind.
I don't even.
He's
I
never
can't even say.
Oh, okay.
Well, like I could say, like
I get
opened up.
Okay. If that's as far as you got, then that's not very far.
No, that's not as far as I got. Like it opened up and I played and I did like I got a chocobo and I ran around a little. Yeah, I don't know. Not that far though.
Yeah, it's not very far. It's like probably like to the point that it opens up is technically where remake ends. And then
but I went like
rebirth
farther
begins.
than that.
I know, and then you get the chocobo and you go through the swamp and you go into like a cave, and that's like the beginning of rebirth. That's probably like the first 2-3 hours of rebirth, which is like a 60-hour game.
The disguise, the parade.
Oh, okay. You did make it further.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like.
Okay.
Yeah.
But still, that's like not even halfway through the original game.
Yeah.
But Metal Gear is so good. God damn it. Which have you not played any of the Metal Gear games?
No, not at all.
Holy
Haven't played any
Yeah,
either.
dude.
yeah. And that's a different situation because now that I think about it, I think one of the main things that actually does get me kind of, I don't know, snagged up on that is the most pure and the best way to play the original. And like, and I just fucking, man, I don't know. I'm just have such a tough time not obsessing over it and just fucking playing the video game,
Yeah, no, I know exactly. It's almost like an anxious, thing, like a fucking FOMO thing.
Would it help if
Totally.
I just gave you a PS1 and a copy of Metal Gear Solid? So that you could just play the PS1 version the way it was.
Dude, I would
No.
take the PS1 and play Metal Gear Solid on a PS1.
Yeah, I would do that. I would do that too.
I would just, if at that point, I would probably just emulate it.
Well, no, I have a PS1 and I have Metal Gear Solid 1 is what I'm
Dude.
saying.
Wow.
See, I'm fucked up. 'Cause instantly, I was
He's
thinking,
worried about the CRT.
no, instantly, I was thinking like, okay, but do you have like component cables? Does PS1 support component cables, or is it just composite? Because like, I kind of really, I would like to go component if possible, and if that's the case, maybe I could like PS2s play PS1 games, right? I could go PS2, and that's my fucking brain.
That's
man.
pretty deep.
Oh,
You're
no,
right.
yeah,
You-
no, he immediately.
You did
I-
go like
Oh,
Downward
so
spiral.
of hell
for
on
context, another example, Fallout New Vegas. I haven't beat it. I've many times I've tried to play it, and I constantly get stuck in modding hell, where I'm like,
Oh yeah, no, you can you get
Don't
totally
mod.
lost
I
in the
want-
sauce.
I want like the perfect quality balance between quality of life and
Nah.
and,
You don't need
and
to mod
still
it, though.
staying
Yeah,
to the
I don't. I
original.
don't.
Don't
I
mod it.
don't.
I blow it up with content mods every single time, and then my game crashes. And I'm like, hell yeah.
Content mods are
The
I think that
optimal
I
way
get.
to
I
play.
get what you're saying there. I think.
Dude.
I mean, my view always when I'm trying to play a game, especially for the first time, is I'm trying to get the developer intended
Yes.
experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, I've played a lot of video games, and at this point, like, I will know when, sort of like, if a developer is like directing you down a place, there'll be a lot of subtle hints to direct you down a place, and I will see the subtle hints and also see like, oh, technically I can go off on this other direction, and I can probably find something over there. But the critical path is this way, so I'll just follow the path that they're like trying to lead me down, and maybe only follow sometimes, and sort of take that route. And in that sense, I'm personally not super keen on modding a game that you're getting for the first time.
Yes. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think
I
like,
I
if
think
you
that's
haven't even beat it,
probably a
fuck
poor.
it, just play it.
Because what you're kind of saying is you're saying like you're supposing that you know a better design for this game that you've never played before by adding quality of life stuff and adding adjustments and things to it. Is that you're supposing that like
Right, and
you can have an idea of it's like you have a presupposed idea of what would be a good game, and you're not engaging with the game that has already been created by these people that by virtue of its legacy, we have an establishment that it's probably pretty good and probably worth playing just as is, Though
Yeah, 100%. You can
struggling
just
with
play
the CRT stuff, I think you would have a good. I mean, I would be sympathetic to it, but it's also like
Oh,
it's just so difficult to actually manage it these days. That
what?
like getting the setup to actually look genuine or like authentic to the period and.
Oh, nah, yeah. I mean, I actually do have that base covered now.
Oh yeah,
recently
you
picked
bought
up-
a CRT, huh?
Yeah, it's fucking sick. That's why I've been playing a shit ton of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. Because I like,
on the CRT,
dude, yeah.
he's putting in the
I
work.
recently modded my original Xbox. I'm playing that a bunch. For me, I get obsessed with like I want I want to get the best
Yeah,
experience, and
period
that's
accurate.
kind of, yeah. But I was saying like even with that, like I said, like the difference in like composite and component, and like how I'd want to go out of my way to. That's why I said I'd probably emulate it, or I would play on a PS2 or something to where I'm getting like a better video signal, which is like embarrassing to say because it's like I hate that. Like like if I was a third party hearing somebody say that, I'd be like, dude, like just fucking play the game.
Just play the game.
Not that deep, yeah.
Dude, Metal Gear Solid. Like Metal Gear Solid fucking rules.
Yeah.
And you also would fucking love those games. You would love the stories of those games. And so if it's also a prerequisite for you to get into the later ones that you have to play the first one, you need to just fucking play the first one.
No,
man.
and dude, well, I mean, that's part of the reason why I'm so caught up too. It's like snagged on this is because I know it's such a fucking good series. I know it's like I have so much respect for it, and I'm like so excited. It's like,
bro, you're putting the pussy on a pedestal right now. That's what you're doing with Metal Gear Solid.
No,
you're putting the pussy on a pedestal. You need to not do that. Yeah. What is you
stick your dick in it.
You're looking at me like I'm crazy. There's a movie. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
You need to just take it and put it in the fucking console, on the TV, play with a controller.
You're right.
You know what? Yeah, and I can. You know what? And I'm in a similar place from you, from a different direction, because, as you know, I get very fussy about translation inaccuracies in games, and like I don't want to play the game if the script is wrong.
You're about to say something that's gonna like break my heart. I feel.
Bro,
no, I'm saying
we simply are going back to Dragon Quest.
No, I'm just agreeing with, or I'm agreeing with the sentiment expressed here, where it's like there's a lot of games that I really want to play, but I also know for a fact that the translation is shoddy, or that it gives an incorrect impression of important moments of the plot, or like characterization gets messed up, and that's kept me from playing those games for a long time. And sort of the conclusion that I've been coming to recently is that there's like a certain level where you can make like reasonable adjustments. Like I was thinking about, I can play, if you get a fan translation for games, fan translations are usually like more accurate to the source material than official translations are, for complicated reasons. But and you can judge based on that sort of thing, and that's like pretty reasonable because it's just you download the ROM or you patch a ROM and then you run the ROM. But waiting until I've learned Japanese to play these games has been slowing me down a lot. And the conclusion I've kind of come to recently is like, if I play it the first time and I got a subpar experience, I'll play it again. It's a good game. It's probably worth playing twice. So. You can come back to it when you've got your perfect CRT setup and composite cables or whatever the fuck. You're not going to play... You don't have to play Metal Gear Solid only once and get the exact perfect experience right off the bat. Yeah. The first time Justin played it, he was probably like 7 years old and didn't understand any of the themes.
No. And I mean, like...
For the most part.
Exactly. So he had to play it multiple times. He didn't get everything the first time through.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm just working through those games. It's so fun. It's just like there's just like so many like funky flourishes. Like there's like when you like have to like climb up the ladder.
Oh, in MGS3.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it plays the like James Bond ass theme song the whole time you're climbing.
Yeah. No, it is a like 3 to 4 minute sequence in which you're just climbing this ladder and it's playing the song, and it's timed so that right when you get to the top of the ladder, song and Snake Eater.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Snake
Eater. That kind of shit is sick though.
That's pretty cool.
Something's off the tree frog.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get in it. Sometimes you need to feast on a tree frog.
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes that's what you gotta do.
When you're dropped behind enemy lines with nothing but a tranquilizer gun,
wait, these are
sometimes you got to catch food. You got to shoot a tree frog with the fucking tranquilizer dart, and you got to eat that shit. You got to do it. But it sounds better when the lady sings it.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding. The song, she's singing not only the plot of the game, but she's singing game mechanics at you.
Yeah, no, the song is
Interesting.
very deep. Mhm.
It's goated.
Yeah.
So the only bit I've like really got to know like Kojima is just Death Stranding, and there's
Death
like,
Stranding is so good.
Yeah, we were talking about that last night.
I want to play that game so bad.
Death Stranding is awesome, dude.
It's so fucking weird how Kojima approaches everything. It feels like, but like
Death Stranding. I mean, Death Stranding is kind of Kojima unbound. You know what I mean? Much like his love for Obama Unchained. Like this is Kojima finally completely off the rails. No rules or regulations. No one to tell him, hey, we have investors in this. This is entirely his bag. So he's just like, I'm gonna make a game about human connection involving a delivery driver, but this time he doesn't have a truck, and he's just gonna walk across the United States.
Damn, dude,
we got a monster sponsorship.
I never considered what playing Death Stranding is like for you as a delivery.
Yeah, how deep
As
He's
a
talking
courier.
like he's got some deep lived experience.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, I have worked
Wow.
as a delivery driver for 7 years. So yes, you could say Sam Porter Bridges and I have a thing or two in common.
Damn,
Like
well, what is
Eskimo
that?
Brothers.
What is that like? Getting off of work and then
And then getting off of work and then turning on my PlayStation to do my exact same job but on foot with a fetus strapped to my chest
yeah.
Oh.
is very cathartic.
Yeah, and
Is that what you want me to
feel
say?
kind of meta?
Bro.
I mean,
Did you ever like stop
When
to
it's-
think about it?
when it starts to rain and then when it starts to rain while I'm walking down the hill in Death Stranding and then he slips and I just fucking roll for like 90 yards hitting my face and my baby's face on
Packages
everything.
getting fucked up.
That is very similar to my job and how it works every single day. Yeah. There's
It's
that.
gonna be okay.
Thank you. The time ghosts with umbilical cords tethering them to the earth. That's not. I don't really deal with that.
That hasn't
shit.
happened to you yet?
No.
That's in year 8.
Yeah.
The equivalent isn't like say like a random like dog in the front yard that chases you.
No, that's more similar to when you disrupt the time ghost with the umbilical cord tethering it to the earth, and the world becomes a tar lagoon,
Dude.
and you are being beset upon by a chronal monstrosity. That's what being chased by a dog is
Yeah.
like.
See, that's that's
Yeah.
that was my understanding of
Yeah.
of how that whole thing worked.
Have you seen footage of that before?
Very little. I'm not super familiar.
That
with
shit
Death
is crazy. When
Yeah,
the whole
especially-
fucking like surrounding area of the world like just turns
Yeah,
into fucking
I'm
tar
trying
and the
to.
sound
Yeah.
design and everything. Again, after the slow drip of like what is led up to that point.
Yeah, like the first time that the game like mandates that happens to you is so scary too, because like you have the capacity to have something like it happen earlier in the game, just like when you're like around that first beach segment where you first see those like time ghosts and shit. But the first time when you're in the woods delivering to that little rinky-dink fucking place in the woods, and it forces that shit to happen to you,
Mhm.
and you have that like fallout moment, basically the like time fallout. It's weird to describe. Have you guys never played Death Stranding?
No, I
Dude,
want to
it's-
play it, and I'm really trying to not listen right now.
All right, it's all good. I'm not trying to spoil anything really.
No,
This
it's
is-
very much not spoilers. I
Yeah,
feel
this
like.
is
This is so like nonsensical from the perspective of not knowing the rest of the context that I don't even think you could spoil
Bro,
anything.
imagine me sitting here listening to you talk about the Bazaar.
Exactly.
It's
Hey,
the
I did my
exact same
best.
thing.
I did my best to
Yeah.
explain
No,
things.
I understand.
No, yeah. I appreciated that.
I'm just saying this is real though,
is
because
real.
I do this every day. All right, I'm connecting the
This is
people
me
of this
spinning in
county.
the woods.
This is the
Through my
representation that
deliveries.
matters.
Yeah. Fucking put more delivery drivers
In video games, he needs to be seen.
Did you ever play The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess?
Yeah.
You remember the mailman?
Yeah.
Was he like?
Yeah.
Man.
You know, those are the other games I haven't played.
Skyrim.
What?
Yeah.
The Zelda games?
Why have you played every game? What do you mean? Like,
Mine
you
has
act it's
played
crazy
every
that
game.
we haven't. I haven't
No,
played
it's-
Zelda Twilight Princess. What the fuck?
Well,
Wait, have you played any of the Zeldas?
The new one, fucking Breath of the Wild. That's
I've
it.
yet to play it.
And the very old one, the first one ever.
I did. The only one I did play was Majora's Mask. I think it's called.
How
Okay,
much of Majora's Mask did you play?
is great.
Yeah, when I was like a little ass kid.
Ocarina of
That one
Time,
that one is like kind of hard to get into when you're a kid.
Oh, yeah,
I was like spooked by it.
I was so confused.
Ocarina of Time's one of the first games I ever beat. My mom helped me beat it. It came out when I was like I was 5 when that game came out.
What other 64 games did you have?
N64? I mean, let's say Ocarina of Time, Super Mario 64, Donkey Kong 64, GoldenEye.
God, golden.
I mean, I had like most of like what people would consider are the classic games on there. I had Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, Mario Kart 64, Mario Party 1 and 2. I don't think I ever had the third one. I had a bunch of the fucking Mario sports games. I had Shadows of the Empire. It was a third-person shooter Star Wars game, like third-person platformer shooter. Yeah, you played as like a bounty hunter guy,
Yeah.
like Han Solo with a weird fucking armor jacket
Yeah.
thing.
Sounds pretty sick.
It was pretty cool.
I mean, okay.
What, do you think that game sucks?
Do you even know the game? Are you actually aware of this game,
No,
or
I
are
know
you
the game.
bullshitting?
It's
I don't know, Moose. You look like you're gonna die.
it's jank shit, but it's okay.
I mean, yeah, it's jank.
N64 games are a little jank.
that's
We're
the-
talking, and also we're talking about games I played as a child.
Yeah, I know. Like that's why I wasn't.
That's
gonna
why
say anything.
that's why he's not running the full set of 9s on me, you know, because
Yeah.
he's like, man, like Kid Justin. Of course he doesn't know that game sucked. Fucking.
No.
Bro, you don't know shit about Rocket Robot on
See,
Wheels,
look at
though.
this heat you get. I didn't deserve this.
Yes, you do.
I didn't deserve this.
You know you deserve it.
But no, I had hella N64 games. Fucking tons of them. I don't know.
Huh?
I can't go through the entire fucking list right now.
That's crazy.
No, I don't know.
Are you even a real
excited about it.
N64 fan if you can't list all your N64 games right now?
That's true.
What?
All right. I also had Yoshi's Story.
And 64.
My bad. Can I defend myself?
No,
I don't know, Moose. Can you?
I don't know,
Like
man.
I would
you
say,
asked.
I would say like KOTOR 2 is like a classic Star Wars game with a lot of jank shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like.
Nah, that game was made on like a shoestring budget. Again, like,
Mhm.
once again, Obsidian. It's very funny. Obsidian can only make a good game if they have like a gun to their head.
Okay. I'm going to say KOTOR 2 is a good game, though.
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay. What do you-
KOTOR 2 and Fallout New Vegas, both wonderful games. The conditions in which those games were made were kind of insane.
Okay, yeah, okay. I understand what you're saying then. Is here's a tiny bit of money, make a sequel for us.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, because when you give them like a reasonable time frame and like resources, does not come out nearly as well.
no.
I don't. You didn't? Did you fuck with Outer Worlds? Like, not to suggest that's on the same level as those games, but
I played it and it wasn't as good as those games. Like Outer Worlds is just not as good as New Vegas.
No, yeah, I wouldn't say.
Also, like it's like fine, but like it just doesn't reach the same highs anywhere close, and
I do think it's a good game though.
it's like fine, yeah.
I don't know.
I just remember like the leveling wasn't super exciting, and I didn't beat it, so there's that.
You know what's funny though is not only would I say KOTOR 2 and New Vegas are great games, but also I think I like New Vegas more than I like any of the Fallout games. And
Yeah.
I think I like KOTOR 2 more than I like any BioWare RPG.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
more
by far.
than more Jesus.
On Twitter.
More
Sounded
than
fucking Elven.
KOTOR 1. More than Mass Effect
Yeah.
and more than Dragon Age.
No,
I
it's-
think I like KOTOR 2.
Man, Mass Effect fell off so hard. It's
Mass
crazy.
Effect 1 actually, they start from a fucking rough place. That game is kind of boo-boo.
Yeah.
2 is then great, and then 3 is almost as good as 2 until the ending, which sucks massive shit.
Yeah.
I haven't played any of the Mass Effect games either.
You should also play those. Man?
They got the
It's
The-
like
the
it's
remaster
very
kind of thing?
strange. It's
Yeah,
like
there's a remastered.
it's
like
like-
a trilogy as a package.
yeah, it's just like the gaps in Joey's video game.
I know,
are
it's
very
crazy.
like irregular. It's like man
How you gonna
man
get
walks
mad at
out of
me
cave.
for playing every game. You should just be on my side with getting mad at him for having played no games.
No, bro. I grew up very poor. I haven't played shit either.
I played all the wrong games.
Yeah, you just played the wrong games.
Yeah.
That is also the energy I get sometimes. I'm like, I played KOTOR. Like, it's like, I don't know. I don't know what games like I missed and didn't miss. I don't know.
Minecraft, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, I just didn't like Minecraft day one.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
I
I was a
just-
hater day one.
Yeah, no. I was just
I
like,
heard boom, boom.
which is hilarious.
The fucking. I was just like, fuck this. I don't want any.
Yeah, no,
I don't
which
want
is
anything
like-
to do with this.
Which is like very funny when you consider all of the rest of my hobbies and like
Yeah.
chosen professions, and I'm like, fuck Minecraft.
I mean, yeah. It is funny.
Yeah, no, like
Right.
like it's just really weird. It's just like, yeah, man. So like, yeah, I do really enjoy building
Just
models
missed.
and doing all of these things in real life. But as soon as you put me in like the voxel-based 3D program, I want to kill myself. Oh, simple as.
It's like if Minecraft had a 98% success rate with the demographic, Marshall's in the 2%.
Yeah.
No, you're just like, nah, man. If it's not actually in my hands, what's the point? You know. Like, you don't have to do all the hard stuff.
Mm.
Mind you, I just hate crafting survival games in general too.
Yeah,
I
those
love
suck.
them.
I cannot
Fuck those.
stand like Rust.
Oh, Rust is
DayZ.
my
Okay,
shit.
Rust is different though.
Yeah, you're a Rust enjoyer?
Yes.
Bro, hell
What?
yeah.
The
Yes.
Stupid fucking rot game.
Yeah, man.
What?
Man, never played it.
I played a little bit of it, and I kind of bounced off it.
Yeah.
It looks dumb as fuck.
Bro, it is.
Why does it look dumb as fuck?
It just looks stupid. I don't know what to say, dude.
Bro, you know what would be crazy is if we all played Rust together.
Please.
You would think it was the sickest game that ever.
Yeah, if you were
Yeah.
playing by yourself, it makes a bit more sense, I guess.
I never played it.
Oh yeah, right. No,
Everything's more fun with
honestly,
friends.
I think that would be sick as shit to play it and record.
I would play it.
How about the new craft survival, the abiotic factor? I heard about that. That looked
What?
cool.
I don't know what
I don't
that
know.
is.
No.
All I know
You're
is
all like
that
scientists walking around in an abandoned facility, and you like collect junk, and you have like a different. You get to pick what your PhD is in, and that changes what sort of stuff you can craft. I think.
Wait,
And there's
Then
like
this is once
crazy
again
monsters down
crafting
there.
survival bullshit.
It is a crafting survival game. It's supposed to be very fun.
That is what people say about every crafting survival game, and every time I buy, download, and play it, I am proven wrong.
oh my god. Yeah, I just hate okay. I want
I'm
you guys
just
to try
a
to
hater
sell
of the
me on
genre.
Rust in like a really short, because I never know where the fun is in those games. Like,
all right, we're gonna play Rust. We're gonna have Marshall
Hell
play Rust with us. Marshall is a second-class citizen. That's what we're gonna call it. Marshall's gonna be a second-class citizen.
yeah. See, is this just like,
This is some weird
Yes.
role playing thing.
Yes.
like,
Yes.
like, is this just
Yes.
okay?
What?
What?
I don't like. This is
You're
some
going
kind
to
of-
enjoy it.
This is some kind of human experimentation, like
Yeah.
monkey fucking.
No, I'm with Moose.
No.
I'm not super hyped for this.
You're not. You're
No,
not
I'll do
super.
it.
You're not super hyped to like chain marshal up and throw shit at him and make him do all the menial tasks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll pass.
I want to play a game.
Man.
Rust is absurd.
Mm-hmm. Especially now. Like,
Yeah.
they've
Dude, I
added
can't
so
wait.
much shit.
I can't wait. My bad. Go ahead.
No, it's yeah, I don't know.
No, I can't wait for us to actually get on. And, like, we chain some random person up, and I'm just, I'm like having the best time of my life.
Yeah.
Torturing somebody.
There's
Yeah,
so many.
That will happen. That will happen.
Once,
Or coming across
once
people
you're given the rock, you know it's over.
Yeah.
100%.
They chain him up, and they just pass me the rock, and I'm like,
Does Rust
guys,
have anything
guys,
that you build
I
towards?
get it.
Or like,
I get
totally,
it.
yeah. No, especially nowadays, like within like the past, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, they've added full on like new systems to new. I don't know what you would call it, like fucking mechanics and different technology.
I mean, like, what's the end game or the goal?
So there is scattered throughout the map that's like procedurally generated. There's like different like tasks. I know one example being like the key card system, like working your way up to that from like obviously the fucking rock. You have to. There's like it's like.
You know, mob boss level 100.
Man, you just gotta fucking play, man. I don't know.
Well, because okay, so here's what I'll say is that like I brought up Minecraft, but I actually like I bounce off. I can't play vanilla Minecraft anymore because the goal in vanilla Minecraft is like barely a goal, or like it's like too open, and it's like a good it's like a good building sandbox basically if you want to do something artistic with Legos, sort of.
Yeah.
Minecraft's good for that, but like if you don't want to do something artistic with Legos and you want to play a game, there's not really a game in base
there's
Minecraft.
not a game.
But that's
what
why I
I'm worried
do.
about Rust.
I enjoy
not a
the
The game is slavery. All right, the game
game
is
is
slavery.
the game is to enslave other players. That is the game.
but like
Like, if we're being real, that's the game in Rust.
I actually don't know.
Yeah, no,
what you're talking about.
Joe is like,
Bro.
what kind of Rust
All
service?
right.
Justin's got some
Alright.
deep-seated white desire.
Yeah, but what do you
That's crazy.
do?
Brett has the genetic
But like,
compulsions.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is I played the Minecraft mod packs where it's like you want to automate stuff and build the ultimate crafting thing so that you can build some crazy mega complicated crafting structures and stuff like that. So I don't know. That was the appeal to me, was the engineering gameplay. I'm not really into like fuck around games, you know.
I mean, yeah. At its core, I think a big part of it is probably just the progression. Obviously, you start out with the fucking rock, and then you progress and you unlock like effectively like more technologies. You get access to more higher like quality like armor. I don't know, fucking
Can we get much higher?
a bunch of different, like, I don't know, just like development and like, again, just the technologies and shit. And then all of a sudden you get access to quests. God forbid you get your hands on like a helicopter or some shit. Or cars. The cars and trucks were really fucking fun to play with.
There's vehicles?
Yeah.
There's tons of shit in that game.
Yeah.
And then a big part of it being like, depending on what server you're playing on, usually the standard is like also the PvP aspect of things. Then you get into like raid, like you could raid people's fucking fort or base, bases. And even nowadays, it's gotten to the point where there's a fucking Rust app where you could install security systems in your base. And if you're getting raided, it'll fucking notify you on your phone. So you can
that's psychotic.
go and hop on and
That's
defend your
weird.
base.
You imagine the fucking Ring doorbell.
Bro.
I mean, it's either that or slavery. So like,
I started with rock, and I have arrived at Ring doorbell.
Yeah.
This episode is brought to you by.
No.
Yeah. No, Rust is awesome, man. Me and the homies have
Kubian
like
compulsion.
dumped hours in the Rust. It is so fun. It is so. It's also not fun though. It's also very torturous. Now that I think about it, that's kind of the cycle. It's like eventually, again, every couple years you hit the point where rust, like sweet rust,
crazy rust burnout.
It's been so long, and then it's all hearts. It's all dandy until you go and play it, and then it's cool at first, and then eventually you hit a point where something drastic happens. And you're like, wow, fuck this game. Like, that's so fucked up that just happened. And then you drop it for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see Joey Salami disappear into the Factorio mines.
I was gonna say that there's a lot of different servers and shit. So there's like, and per server there's different what you would imagine comes with that as far as like the customization and like the formats of like world to world and. I don't know.
I just like games with like.
I hate customization.
Yeah. Me too.
What'd you say?
I can't believe Tekken lets you customize your character.
I just like games with stuff in them, dude.
I do like games with stuff in them. I like games.
I don't know. Fuck all you guys.
I like games that are good.
Yeah. Good. And
you know what game is gonna be great? Mystery of the Druids is gonna go so crazy.
That game looks sick.
That game's gonna. Like, man, it's like, how blind can we? Obviously, like, we don't like guidebook the puzzles as far as we can, but like, I know that game is like impossible to do without a guide.
Can we get much blinder?
So we'll have to like fight.
Surely somebody was able to clear it without a guide at some point.
Maybe one day. Who knows?
Yeah.
The developers.
Just try every combination of items together, one at a time. It's exponential increase in combinatorics. Yeah. It's a combinatoric explosion.
Well, I think it's more like
there's your
finding
vocab
the
word
items.
for the day.
Combinatoric.
Yeah. Justin's making a face like I just kicked a dog.
Yeah, what the fuck does that word mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
Combinatoric explosion.
Yeah.
It's a descriptor that means composed of combinations, I think.
Horrid.
I think.
Okay.
What a whoa! Holy fuck! Combination. You just fucking sent that word on a roller coaster to make it a descriptor.
Roller Coaster Tycoon.
I don't know what combinatoric
is.
The N64.
You made it sound like a fucking dinosaur species.
Combinatorial.
Combinatorial.
Fuck?
Able to combine, tending to combine. Adjective. Of or relating to combinations.
Is it like
English is
modular?
a bad language, and
Isn't
I
that like a
dislike
good
it.
word?
I don't know. That word was probably
because if you said a modular explosion, it would not make any sense.
Now that
a modular explosion is like an explosion where you don't need to you don't have to have all of the parts of the explosion together. So you can like take the smoke out of the explosion because it's modular. You take the smoke module out.
Bro, I simply take the smoke out. I don't want the smoke.
You put the smoke back in. Maybe you only have smoke, but you take away the fire and the heat.
Put the smoke back in the sarcophagus.
Maybe you include the force part of the explosion.
Shit, you guys are riffing.
You gotta watch out for those modular explosions.
Yeah,
I didn't know. I don't know what I did.
Did nothing.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
No.
My brain blocked out the last 30 seconds.
Well, in that case, maybe we just
have we gone around and asked everybody about the games? Have we gotten a game from everybody? I think we have.
Yeah, we basically have.
Do you feel like you've contributed all that you want to contribute, Justin?
Man, Diablo 4 is
Yeah,
really
you just
good.
playing Diablo right now?
Diablo is so good.
Yeah.
He's
What's
only
good
playing
about it?
Diablo.
What's good about
What
it?
is good about it?
You
Yeah.
don't want me to talk about that.
I'm curious.
It's-
What do you
I
want?
do
What
not.
is good about
No.
Diablo?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
like,
man.
I mean,
Matt
like,
doesn't-
all right,
I thought
Joey's
we
done.
talked about that earlier.
Did we talk
No,
about
we
it?
talked about
we
Diablo a little bit.
We talked
in
about
terms
like
of-
why PlayStation had a Diablo control scheme that worked.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, Diablo is just the expansion came out last month. It's really good. The entire progression system of the game has been reworked. It's a lot more fun now.
Why do you like the progression system?
because they made the Paragon system the same way it was in Diablo 3.
And what was good about the Paragon system in Diablo 3?
It was account bound instead of character bound. So once you level up a character and get them really far in the progression system and they're incredibly strong, but you want to make an alternative character, you only have to go through the initial leveling system, and then as soon as you hit that level cap, you have all of the strength of your main original character. So it makes leveling alts incredibly fast.
Okay.
And that is good. Don't force me to talk about Diablo. I can feel Matt just losing it.
This is a
Not at
gaming
all. Actually, I was
podcast.
actually listening.
Yeah, I'm trying to ask questions
more than
about
the card
game
games.
design.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I get shit on about Diablo
No,
so often.
I'll ask
No.
serious questions about game
it's
design
very- it's
decisions
just
and what you
very
think of them
funny
over and over until
when
we
it
all
comes
hate
up
everyone.
to be like, man, Justin's playing Diablo.
That's
So now-
what I do, man.
Yeah, he's the
true.
Diablo player.
Exactly.
It's okay.
So I mean, like, you've been like a lifelong Diablo player.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Why are we changing
Stop
the
doing
We're
this
changing
to
the
me.
topic
Why?
instead of talking about.
Why
I just wanted to ask about Diablo
would
4.
you
What do you think the shelf life?
would
on
you
that is?
rather
Do
us
you think
just
you're gonna play
never
Diablo until you
engage
die?
with, attempt to
Yeah.
engage with Diablo
Yes?
genuinely?
How old do you think you're gonna be?
Not old.
How old? What age do you think you'll die?
Until he
Like
dies at
35.
the age of 35. Okay. He's got 5 years in him, something like that.
So
Four.
sad.
Oh man.
That's just the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah.
He'll be playing.
So
Diablo till
anyways,
the end of it, so-
you like that the Paragon system crosses across characters, but like, do you like this? How do you feel about the system itself? It's like a skill tree or something, right?
Yeah, it's, you know what? If I'm being perfectly honest, I still haven't made up my mind whether or not I actually think it's a good thing that the Paragon system is now account wide instead of tied individually to a character. But it has made leveling alts very easy.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, currently, there's 6 classes in the game, and I have 4 of them max leveled and a 5th that is almost there. So, and that's like max normal level. So, you level up to 60. For each level, you get a skill point, right? And then after that, there are 300 Paragon levels. The 60 skill points go into a normal skill tree, like for any RPG. The Paragon points fill out these boards, and there's 5. You can attach 5 of them to each other, and as you go along, each node you pick on them gives you a +5 to one of the 4 core stats of the game, right? Strength, dex, and willpower.
Mm-hmm.
And as you go along, then there are other nodes. There are blue nodes that will give you either some little stat increase, or it'll give you 7 of a core stat instead of 5. Yellow nodes that'll usually give you 10 of a core stat plus a some kind of a unique buff. And then once you fill a certain stat requirement in the Paragon board, you will get an additional bonus. Those are cool. And then there are the glyph nodes, where you get... Man, I fucking... You know how many times I called you a nerd this podcast?
Got him.
Yeah, no, he's totally
Anyway.
he's the Diablo player. He's the nerdiest of them all, actually.
You take these nodes, these glyphs, and you insert them into these glyph nodes on the board. And these, if you get a certain amount of a stat within a radius, then it gives you a buff. And then you're attaching all these boards, and the first board that you start with doesn't have a legendary node on it, but then everyone after that has one legendary node that gives a huge power spike for your character. And so then it's about taking there's 300 Paragon points that you can earn after level 60. The back 100 of them is like incredibly fucking tedious to earn. But so there's 300 of them, and it's just about learning to efficiently path them through 5 boards. You can only have 5 to get the legendary nodes, as many of the stat next to your glyph as possible, so that you can get the max boost on that glyph plus as many of the other bonuses all as possible. And that system I do like, because the way Paragon worked in Diablo 3 was basically just, I want more health, I want more mana, and that was it. That was basically it. It was just you dumped points into a couple of little categories. This is a lot. I think this is a lot better.
Okay.
Than the way it used to be.
That sounds. Are you able to? So I remember that when I played the Diablo 4 beta, you could like just freely move your skill points around in the normal tree. Does it work the same way with the Paragon tree, or are you committing to points?
Yeah.
So you can move them around.
Yeah, you can refund them however you want. It does cost gold, but like, fucking who cares about gold, right?
And like, is it one straight continuous line, or does it ever branch on the board?
It branches on the board. You can so you can attach. You work from the bottom to the top of the first board, and then you attach one, and every board thereafter that you attach has 3 exit points on it. And so you can snake up out of the first board into the second board, get the glyph and the legendary node, and then go off the top for the third board, come back to the second board, and go off to the right for the fourth board, and do it however you want.
But it's still like, is it like a line going up and then down and then right?
No, you can branch off from anywhere. Okay. It just has to be, you have to buy a node that is touching another node. It just has to
be connected.
Exactly.
Okay. So it's a tree.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
It
sounds reasonably interesting.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, and it takes a lot to like really optimize everything. When I first started playing the game, when it got to that point, I would just use like a pre-made build guide on a website. But like trying to really maximize everything so that you're, especially now, because it used to be that you could have as many boards as you wanted, so a lot of builds would go with like 7 boards. Now that they've limited it down to 5, but given you 100 extra points, now it's about trying to get as many of the buffs as you would really make you strong as early as possible, and then like min-maxing the order in which to get the other ones to boost yourself.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So I remember one of my like core memories as a kid is actually tied to Diablo that I just remembered. I remember it was like a valuable lesson about lying. I remember one of my cousins, two of my older cousins that I really looked up to, they were talking about Diablo. And I don't know, I just wanted to fucking be included. I was like, oh, I love Diablo. I play Diablo. And they're like, oh, you play Diablo? Like, let's play Diablo sometime. And I was just like, oh yeah, totally, dude. I was like, oh, that's awesome. I was all excited. But then I realized, like, I don't play Diablo. I don't own Diablo. I have no way to buy Diablo. And I remember just like realizing, well, I'm fine. Like, there's no way this is gonna catch up with me. And then literally the next day, I remember them hitting me up to play Diablo, and then me just like ducking them. And then next thing I know, they're like asking me, well, who do you play in Diablo? It's like, and I was like, oh, what is it called? Them listing stuff off and saying like, mention like a monk. I was like, oh yeah, no, I play a monk, yeah. And they're like, oh really? What's going on? Why aren't you gonna hop on? And I remember just like prolonging it, freaking the fuck out, just like the hole I had dug myself into.
Did you ever tell them?
No, even to this day. I think at one point, they were probably just like, "This is really fucking weird."
No, wait, right, serious? Whatever. Oh man, I was starting a joke.
What?
You really never told them?
No. No, I was afraid, dude. This was like one of the first experiences where I like dug myself into a lie like pretty deep, and I was like freaking out. I was like, I just wanted to be included in this conversation about Diablo or whatever the fuck.
That's crazy.
I could spot you a copy of Diablo.
That's why he gets this face whenever someone talks about Diablo.
No, I like it. I remember like I actively avoided those 2 cousins for like at least like almost like 10 months probably or so.
Yeah.
We could get Justin to lend you the instruction manual from his copy out of his box, and then you could read through the instruction manual. You'd know more about the game for the next time they ask you about it.
Oh yeah. Justin, I am curious.
That's crazy.
As, my brother is an avid Diablo 2 believer, and is basically Diablo 3 onwards is the work of the Antichrist.
Okay.
The work of.
And
So I'm just curious, what's your favorite Diablo? I guess
Diablo 2.
there you go. That's a good choice.
I do like
Diablo
4
2, yeah.
a lot, but yeah, Diablo 2's. I mean, Diablo 2 is one of the greatest games ever made.
Yeah.
Diablo 2 was
So
so cool.
That does have it going. It is hard to beat one of the best games ever made.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's pretty tough.
And stuff.
Pretty tough.
Yeah, you didn't like a lot of the simplifications Diablo 3 or whatever made.
Yeah,
I'm
Diablo
not
3
super
does a ton of stuff to simplify things. You don't spend skill points in Diablo 3. You just unlock skills as you progress through the game. You can only have 5 skills on your bar at a time, where in Diablo 2, I think the max was 12. Health potions and mana potions. The Diablo 3 starts the generator spender way of combat. So instead of dumping all of your skill points into a specific spell to try and make it as strong as possible, and then using mana potions to replenish that resource and fighting between that, they were just nah, fuck it. Now you press this button to build mana, and you press this button to spend your mana, and then your health potions, they'll just regenerate over time. You don't need to buy them at a store. You don't need to keep a healthy stock. You don't need to do any of that. Diablo 3 started all that. So I understand why he wouldn't be a fan, and it is part of why I was not a fan very much in the beginning of it anyways. By the end of Diablo 3, I learned to appreciate it a
It
lot.
was all right by the end, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I also think they worked a bit more under the constraints of the system.
I hear tale that
the
the
season
initial
stuff.
balance was initially the abilities just didn't feel super great.
I mean, I played it at launch. I don't know if I really remember that so much, as I just remember the balance of the game in general was just out of fucking whack.
No, it was
And you
weird
had the
balancing
cool auction house.
And the auction house existed.
Yeah, no, it was auction house bad balance is what. Oh yeah, and then if you could even get it. If you could even get in,
If you could
Diablo
even log
3.
in.
Yeah,
old
that's
Diablo.
I did have, that is
What
that
is-
is an internet meme that I was there for, participated in. Error code 37.
Yeah.
I saw that on my screen every single fucking day for a week.
Hell yeah.
The auction house is only a thing in 3.
Diablo
Yeah.
3 launched with a real money auction house.
A real money auction?
So you
Real
could
money.
so anytime you got a rare item in Diablo 3, you could put it on this official Blizzard store place and sell it for US dollars.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you could also buy the best loot for US dollars from other people. And
Holy
naturally,
fuck.
this kind of ruined some of
The allure, the chase.
it ruined some of the kind of messes with the intrinsic reward system of the game, and you tie it into real money and you turn something that's priceless into something with a price, and it cheapens it. Yeah,
Is pretty whack.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
the guy who put that in the game was ostracized from Blizzard, never to be seen again.
Do we happen to you?
Way it goes.
I mean,
Yeah. Because it's always so funny, because it's the idea was
Well, the idea was
people in Diablo 2 were already selling items for real money.
for real money, but they were going through a third-party seller. They were going through
Yeah.
a website for it.
Yeah.
So the idea was put it in the game, and also we could make some
We
money
get
off
a
of
cut
it.
and
They made, and honestly, it was a tiny percentage, but they made a little sliver off of every sale in the store.
No, it's like a Steam marketplace basically.
Yeah, but it turned into just fucking, why play through the game and get to the highest difficulty and loot chase for forever to get the best item for my build on this class when I could just go buy it and then stomp all of the content in the game and then go onto the Blizzard forum and say there's no content in this game.
Well, you couldn't do that in 2 though.
No, because in 2, the rarity of items in that game was such that like most people are not selling if you get a jaw rune in that game, you are not going to sell that. That's psychotic. But then also like I don't know that
it being a third-party service creates an additional barrier that like the average player isn't gonna go through the hassle of dealing with.
And then on top of that, Diablo 2 also had like for some things that you would want out of the end game, there was a robust enough crafting system that like you didn't really need to go and buy shit. If you wanted something that fucking bad, then you could get the components to eventually craft it.
There's also the whole idea, I think, sort of what Marshall was saying, of like the developer intended experience, where it's naturally going to be stigmatized to buy items for gold if it's going through like a weird third party seller, and it's like you have a very, it's like if it's kind of like the same level of love. If you go into, in older games, they had cheat code menus, and if you went into the options menu and you turned on a cheat code and that fucked up the game experience for yourself, you kind of had like a psychological realization that like, I wasn't supposed to turn on the cheat code. The cheat code makes the game less fun.
Yeah,
it's kind of a gimmick. It makes the game, and because it's in the cheat code menu, you think, I don't use it. Whereas if it was just like, if you push start and the game said, do you want infinite money or not infinite money? And just made no indication of like what you're supposed to pick, and then you picked infinite money and the game was ruined, you'd be like, why the fuck was that an option there?
Yeah, I could imagine. I imagine like the culture of it too.
Yeah.
Of like Diablo 2, I imagine. Yeah, you threw it through a third party, but I imagine if you did that, I don't know if looked down upon is the right word, but
it's just that
it was kind of like
I don't even think you're necessarily stigmatized or anything. It's just kind of annoying to do.
It's just
Diablo 2. I don't know if anybody caught a bunch of flack for it, because like when I was playing Diablo 2 a bunch, I was too young to even realize that was a thing.
But Auction House is just kind of a full-on endorsement.
A full-on endorsement of just raking people over the coals for a hat.
And so the thing is, if it's right there, there's the problem too, where if you say if it's in the game that kind of says to the player like, oh yeah, the developer's cool with you using this feature and doing it this way, and so even if a best item in the game is like $500 or something,
I wish it was that cheap.
Okay, well,
exactly.
Okay, so a $500 item.
Bro, these are Blizzard enjoyers. They have infinite money.
If that item took you, right? If that item takes you 10 hours to get, then if you make more than $50 an hour at your job, then the most optimal way to get the item is to just go work at your job for 10 extra hours, right? And that gets exponentially more true the rarer the item that gets and the more hundreds of hours it requires you to grind for the item.
That's the most depressing.
So you get to a point where you have
holy fuck.
You have set
the optimal way for me to get this item is just to work.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so
do you know how many times I've heard that exact statement?
Yeah.
It's funny. That's so funny.
So that happened with Diablo 3. That's still happening with World of Warcraft, because World of Warcraft sells gold now, and it sells leveling up your characters to max.
Yeah.
And you can trade gold in-game for people to run you through the hardest content of World of Warcraft. So so again, there's a lot of people in WoW who go, well, the most optimal way for me to progress in the game is to go to my day job more and not play the game. And it's like it makes Blizzard a lot of extra money because people are giving them all this extra money instead of giving it to like gold sellers in China. But
Xi Jinping is rated your
it's
strong.
not really
Stop talking about Xi Jinping, bro.
it's not really having a good it's not really aligning the developer's profit motive with making the game better. It's
No,
kind of
you're
aligning
not-
the developer's
that's
profit
the
motive against making the game better.
Yeah, that's why it's the saddest shit I've ever heard. That's like an oxymoron
Yeah.
Mhm.
of like, if I want the cool thing in the game, I should go hammer this nail into this piece of wood over here.
Yeah.
You're not playing the game anymore.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm glad it's gone.
Yeah, it's not good. It's bad. And every single time people go, this was really bad. We should not have these features in games. And then I'm not going to say developers. Blizzard keeps adding it into games again.
I don't know. Blizzard is a funny company nowadays.
WoW
They
Classic.
are-
WoW Classic was a really big deal, and then
Oh my
like
God.
the day after they added all of the level boosts and buying gold in WoW Classic, they started people were like, I'm not having as much fun anymore.
We need a WoW classic.
Yeah,
They're gonna take me back
That's
to
crazy.
the real WoW
What? They
Classic.
just ruined that.
they did
course
the
they
exact
did.
same. Yeah, they made it so you could pay money. Dude,
Wow.
last week, this was going to be a topic if we actually had the podcast last week. They put a new cosmetic, like in World of Warcraft, you can get different mounts to ride around on, right? Like different dragons and horses and things. And you get a lot of them by playing the game. But all of the coolest ones are in the cash shop that you pay real money for. Like you'll clear the new hardest raid or whatever, and the like rare mount drop that you'll get from it will be a recolored version of a mount that's already been out with all the same animations and stuff. But the like cool new model and animation and all of the hard artist work is going into some like amount that costs a lot of money in the store. Last week they added a new mount. How much do you think they are charging for this? I think it's a dinosaur or something that you can ride around on. It's all cosmetic.
So mounts. Yeah, purely cosmetic.
It's
You
purely
probably just
cosmetic.
look
They all
cool
go the
on
same
top of
speed.
it.
They all can do the same thing.
Well, like I'm gonna lowball it because I'm gonna say how much a mount should be, but unless I try to purposefully guess something ridiculous.
I think the first one that they released that was mocked back in like 2009 was like $15.
Wow.
for a horse.
Okay. See,
What?
so it's got to be worse because like for me, like something like that, if I was to like, let's think of an expensive price for it.
I
Not
think that-
ridiculous,
and I
because I'm
think that
prepared to hear a
mount
ridiculous
made
price,
more
right?
money
But if I was to
than
say
StarCraft 2.
but if I was to say something expensive, I would say like something expensive sounding for like a mount would be like $20. Like that's where I would be like, oh, that's like too much. I don't think I'm gonna buy that.
I have no idea about the mounts. I was thinking like skins. Like I know easy skins could get like $20. Like because it's usually like a pack of like along with an emote or
They are
whatever.
selling this mount for $90.
Just a fucking dinosaur.
I mean, I don't know what it looks like. I just saw the headline that was
Yeah, if you-
Blizzard selling new mount for $90.
Every single person who bought that needs to kill themselves. You need to just end it. Kill yourself.
Dude, it
Like,
keeps
dude.
way
That's
back in the day. There's a very old Total Biscuit video from when the first paid mount was added to WoW, and he made like a joke ad calling it "that retarded horse" as a marker where anyone riding on that retarded horse should not be allowed to play with you.
He was so cool.
Shame
about the ass cancer.
Let me see. World of
No.
Warcraft
Otherwise,
$90 mount.
Other whack things. Wizards of the Coast, the people that make Magic the Gathering, their like release schedule for this next year is so fucked.
Yeah, I saw the Marvel cards and I was like, wow.
Nah, that's not it. That's
fucking
that's
lame.
that's not the worst part. The worst part is they're releasing 6 sets next year. That's insane.
6 sets of what?
Why?
6 new standard sets.
Is that a
Why
lot?
is this insane?
Well, it used to be 3.
Whoa.
How much does it cost to buy into a standard set and be reasonably competitive, Marshall?
A box,
that's-
which is 36
crazy.
boosters, is like 150.
So you gotta understand, like somebody who doesn't have the context, it's like
Okay. Every time
like,
it
used
think
to
about
be
this.
3. Whoa! Like
No, think about this. You get caught. Listen, motherfucker.
Here's a picture of the dinosaur.
$90.
To ride around
Does
on
it look
this
cool?
is
That's not even a cool
Is it
dinosaur,
sick
really.
though? I don't know.
I'm listening.
But
I could be convinced, you know.
Yeah.
you have to prepare for like a meta change every time a set
There's no
releases.
way it's just the mount.
Oh,
So
I
like
think it is.
if a set and then you
I'm
have
looking
to
at my
like
phone.
if you're playing card games
I don't
and
know.
you want to keep up with the meta, that means you're buying into the new set. So if a new set releases every 2 months, you're buying into a new meta for the card game every 2 months.
oh,
Yeah. And then you can't stop playing because you immediately get behind.
Yeah.
You have to stay on the treadmill.
Yeah, yeah. You take a break. You take a break from like Magic, and then there's 3 new sets out.
It's turning card games into an incredibly expensive subscription model, essentially, putting that many sets out in a year.
Yeah, no, because it used to be, it was like a new set would come out every 3 to 4 months. Now it's every 2 months. And it's like just relentless.
Yeah, that's fucking insane.
Because it's like you have to consider that, like, so it's like, again, so most people, they are going to take their deck and they're going to go to a card shop on Fridays and they're going to play an event there. So they're going to play that deck like at an event once a week. If you think about that, so you buy into a deck, right? You make it, you build it, whatever. You have like 8 weeks to play that deck before you then have to buy into the next set. And that might either completely invalidate your deck or print a bunch of new cards that now need to go into that same deck's archetype.
It's scummy.
Mm-hmm.
And you
like,
got to
yeah.
play with that deck 8 times.
yeah. That just seems like, as I try to relate it to, is like some really broken DLC. Just
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
where it's like if you want to be competitively viable, you have to
Yeah.
buy that DLC.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because, I mean, there's a such thing as power creeping in cards, but even when there's not, you kind of, like, there's just variance when you put new cards out, and sometimes it kind of just sucks to not have them. You
How
know,
does it-
Yeah.
even if they're not, like, objectively better than the release that set before it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're like, oh,
No, or it's just like there's like a bunch of cool stuff happening. Like,
Yeah.
there's like in addition to Marvel, there's also the big Final Fantasy set happening.
The what now?
Final Fantasy set. They're doing Final Fantasy. It looks sick as hell, actually. Let me see if I can find some of the.
this is the collaborations are too much. What the fuck?
Every time we look up something, Joey has to find a picture of it. and
No, yeah,
podcast
no, I'm
it.
not doing that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are gonna have to just use their imagination to see the dinosaur.
You better do that shit.
You know, it's crazy. I just realized.
I'm not doing the
I'm
work,
just thinking,
so.
like, who is actually, if you turn this podcast on, who's actually watching?
We had
Looking
150
at-
views on the last
who's
one.
looking at the screen?
That's
Yeah.
true. That's
That's
true.
what I'm saying.
I kind of sat and looked at the screen the whole time.
Anybody who's not looking at the
Damn,
screen
that's
right now is
psychotic.
missing out.
I was gonna. I mean,
That's all I'm gonna say. If you're driving, whatever you're doing, you're missing out if you're not looking at the screen right now.
You know. Anyways, do the cards, are they staying in the standard rotation for the same amount of time, or all these sets?
It's a 5-year rotation now. Yeah.
that sucks so much dick.
That's really
What?
bad.
What does that
30
mean?
sets?
What does that
30
mean?
sets in a
5
rotation?
years worth of cards
Okay.
are in rotation in the standard rule set. So that means once this has been going on for a while, yeah,
30
that 30
Okay.
full sets of cards are legally allowed.
Yeah, so the way this has worked historically has been in a year, Marshall was saying 3 to 4 months, you'd have like 4 sets that would come out in a year. Usually so you have 4 sets that come out in a year. If you wanted to play, there was a game mode. You have like different formats, right? Different rule sets that you can play with. One of the like easiest to get into rule set was standard, and the idea of standard is that you only play with like the card sets from the last year that have come out, basically. So that's 4 card sets worth of cards that you have to pick through, and you have to find copies of whatever competitive card you need to play the game. And maybe if you bought into these, you already have some of these cards. Sometimes sets will reprint cards, and if they do. But all of the other cards in the game are not included in standard. So if there's like a really old card that's really rare and hard to get, you don't have to worry about getting that if this is the format that you want to play. Whereas there's also a format that lets you play any card from all time. And that one, the decks cost a whole lot of money to get into because all of the cards are out of print and like highly sought after if they're powerful. So 5-year rotation? Really?
So it's I got mixed up a little bit. It's 3 years.
That's still crazy.
So that means
it's
fucking
3
insane.
years, but they're releasing. This is actually just coming out now. There's the Foundation set that is coming out, and it's gonna be like a pile of like just like sort of like classic Magic card designs. Day of Judgment, Land of War Elves, all of these like really like just like
prototypical.
Yeah, just very typical, just like baseline effect type things being released, and those will all be legal for, I think they said, bare minimum 5 years.
That doesn't.
That's not promising that
No,
they're
that
saying
doesn't.
bare minimum 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so 3 years and 6 sets per year now means that if you just like roll
it's like-
up and
it's,
you want to play competitive Magic, you have to get 18 sets worth of cards now. Or you have to dig through 18 sets worth of cards.
Dig into 18 sets.
First of all, it's like if you had
more
to
like
study.
You have to fucking have like your deck set up to be able to play against 18 different sets of cards. That's what it is. Instead of 4 sets like it was before.
So it's like coming into a fighting game late and having to buy 3 years worth of DLC, and also you have to play against 3 years. You have to play against every historical version of each character for those 3 years that has changed in each balance patch. Kind of.
That's sort of
That's
accurate.
bizarre.
So,
but it's
And
worse.
like the size of this like standard format is kind of like unhinged. It's like when Modern came out, which was the original, which was like their newest version of like an Eternal format. It was from Mirrodin onwards, and like the marker was the standard border onwards, and it's it's that set and every future Magic set onwards, and trying to think, that was New Phyrexia, I think is when that got released. And so now when standard reaches its like full size, it will be larger than when Modern released,
yeah, that's psychotic.
which is a crazy thing to think about, because at this point Modern is of course constantly growing along with standard, but the fact that standard could ever have been close to the size of Modern, that's like 18,000 cards. It's like 18,000 unique cards. It's insane.
Jesus.
Stupid. That's weird.
Like only a fraction of them are like usable, but
Yeah, that's still weird.
It's still
like, I don't
18,000
understand.
cards.
I mean, presumably there's some financial reason that this is a good choice, but it sounds.
Universes Beyond goes crazy.
Oh yeah, I know all these crossover sets sell really well.
Yeah, no, like the Lord of the Rings set like sold the most of any set ever, and it wasn't close.
Well, they also
I
did the
that
big.
shit-
They also did the
well, that
big
shit's
gambling
sick.
thing with the ring.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah, the One Ring.
That shit's sick.
Mm-hmm.
That is a pretty cool idea. If that was like a one-off thing that they did and not kind of a pattern, it would be. I would just be like, this is cool, and not like this is kind of
Yeah.
Whatever. Final Fantasy's cool.
Yeah. Well, it's working.
Yeah.
You hear about the One Ring, Joey?
Yeah, I have seen like a TikTok or two. I feel like a short about the One Ring. But I'm not too familiar.
Do you want to explain it, Marshall? Because you probably understand it better than I do.
Yes. So I mean, when the Lord of the Rings set came out, obviously the One Ring is one of the cards like that you can get, and what they did was in the like highest tier of booster you can purchase, called a collector's booster. They were like, we're going to insert this serialized version of the One Ring that's written in like the Elvish script from Lord of the Rings. And there's only going to be one copy of it. And then they just put it in a booster pack and they just sent it out into the wild for someone to crack and find. And then it got sold for like a ludicrous amount of money.
Yep.
Like, it might have cleared $1 million. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it
fairly
did.
certain
Yeah.
it cleared $1 million.
Yeah, no, I think
I think it sold to Post Malone for a fuckload of
Yeah.
money, and he could have sold it for even more if he had auctioned it, but he sold it to
yeah.
he sold it specifically to this guy because of
Yeah, $2
that's
million.
right.
Yeah,
Because
because he actually cared about it as like a thing and not as just like a financial thing.
yeah.
yeah, that's a really interesting thing to me. I think it's like with the card games and it being like the financial aspect of it, and for some people like it being a hustle.
Yep, a clean $2 million.
Yeah.
What a
Fire.
fucking lottery ticket.
I have a brother.
Holy
I have a brother who's kind of like that with Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
Where it's like trying to make a. He was like kind of like a crypto bro too.
Mhm.
Bro,
bit.
Pokemon is the crypto
Pokemon.
card
I mean,
game. It's
crypto.
weird.
Crypto is just digital trading cards, basically. Yeah. Or not like trading card games, but like digital baseball cards, more or less.
Yeah.
Where it's like basically worthless
But way more
pieces
crap.
of cardboards that are cool because it's the limited. There's only so many print runs of fucking Babe Ruth in this card doing this pose, and it's unique and rare, and having it's worth a lot of money. Yeah. Yep. It's the same idea.
No, that's the other thing that actually
well,
really sucks about the current standard rotation in Magic is that if you want to get into standard and you are sort of like mid rotation or like mid cycle, getting like the back run of the cards on the end of the life cycle way harder because Wizards may have finished up their print runs or like their major print runs, so like they're maybe doing like some bare minimum supplementals. Maybe your local game store isn't stocking
Isn't going
a
to
set.
stock 6 sets of Magic cards at a time.
No, they're not going to stock 18 sets.
Oh God, yeah, it's even more than I. Jesus.
Yeah, no, they would need to stock
18 sets of Magic. Yeah, it's like, I guess it's like a FOMO
They're not
thing.
so they're not gonna stock the back 6 because everyone who
Are they
wants
even
stuff
going to
is-
stock the current 6?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a lot of cards to just
It's
have.
a lot of product to just sit on a shelf.
Yeah,
For any
holy
print run.
fuck.
Yeah.
Like usually a
No,
card
it's-
store will have like the most recent 2 sets, maybe 3.
Yeah, no, like
It
man,
kind of depends on what they have left over that didn't sell from previous orders.
yeah, no, I'm trying to remember like walking into the Matrix and seeing how many Magic sets they had because I have not been paying attention. I go straight to the Grand Archive, you know. I start gambling.
Yeah, Grand Archive does not have 6 sets a year in a
They do
standard
not.
rotation.
Hell yeah.
They have a new compelling menace.
Grand Archive's better.
You've never even played Grand Archive.
Just
All
a
right.
better game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's man.
One Piece soon.
It really is one of those things where you just. It's whatever that meme is. Like, how does it feel to live long enough to see all of the franchises that you care about grow corrupt and die? Yeah.
Doesn't feel very good. Kind of sad about it, actually.
Hell yeah.
Party. That sounds like a... All right. We went on for more about card games than you planned for, Joey. Do you have any topic that you would like to
I want
bring
to go
up?
to bed.
You want to go to bed?
Yeah, I'm fucking
We can go to
tired,
bed.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah,
All
no,
right.
fuck
I'm
this
not the-
podcast. I'm tired.
I'm not the host, so, you know.
Going to bed.
Okay.
On
Let's
the
go to
pod.
bed.